Hi. Okay. I am ready to do some Guardian Druid keys. I am very curious to know if I will test out any other builds today. There was a few I was testing out yesterday, but I am curious about testing out more today. And I am excited because I have already had my cheesecake and I am feeling excellent. Something about cheesecake, man. Something about cheesecake, something special about cheesecake. It is delicious. Delicious. It soothes the soul and makes one happy. Hi, buddies. Good morning. I'm going to have another cheesecake in a few hours, I bet. It's a double cheesecake sort of day. Hey, Aluso. Good morning. Mavina, Lurk, hi. How are you? All right. So, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I have an idea. I want to make a community-driven, in real life, Thailand stream goal. That's kind of one of my plans. Because I would like to do another in real life Thai stream very soon. Just popped in to say hi. Hi, Mavina. Thank you for stopping by to say hi. Hello. Hello there. Hi, my lord. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a bit. Hello, my lord. So the idea is that we were playing a few different ways, and I kind of want to try some new Guardian Druid builds. When I was playing EC before, I had just casually missed a Spectre talent that I was supposed to be using, so that's interesting. And I don't need this if I don't play that, but we'll see what we actually end up playing today. I'm unsure. Good morning, noob. See you another day. Sounds good, Mavina. Hope you're well. Good evening, Geek. Good evening. Geek, what would you like to... we're getting to that point where I can actually start making Omega Legiga content for Patreon and stuff. What do you think? What are you thinking? I asked you before, and I think the biggest things that I want to do, routing, class guides, just beta in general, because we played beta so much that like Midnight feels more familiar to me than retail. Even though we have pre-patch, Midnight still feels more familiar, just because, I have a lot of good routing ideas. We'll see. The Giga Chat changes, I did read the changes on beta, but I will play it later, because I am actually enjoying pre-patch right now. But yes, I did see those changes, Delinius. What do you think? You think those Windwalker monk buffs are enough? Because I don't think they're enough. I'm not going to lie. I don't think so. I was debating it, and I just don't think that they're actually enough. No beta today? No beta today still. I've been enjoying pre-patch. I'll enjoy pre-patch for another little bit, probably. I like it so pre-patch is new. You get to play pre-patch. Nano Soups, yo. Hi, first of all, Misty Ray, thank you for the sub. Yo, Nano, how are you, man? How are you doing, Nano? Nano Raid. How's it going, Nano? Do you ever play World of Warcraft? You're not a WoW gamer. My add-on, all of the stuff, do you now have any solution? Yeah, level. It's a lot. Everything has changed, though. Yo. It's quite the raid copy pasta, man. Good morning, Hopsy. We just started today. That's very nice. I am not used to a long time ago. The game has changed quite a bit. I got this guy. This is my main character. It's a big bear. This is my main character. Wow. I'm like this massive bear. And I got a little tail. Woo! Woo! I appreciate it, Nano. What should I do to bring add-ons? So, you can still use most add-ons. Some of them have changed. You have to keep up to date, but basically level up. Just update them, but almost every add-on still works. Like, I just have disabled a lot of mine, but you can still use, like, DBM and bigwigs and details and everything like that. Just know the in-game has a lot of what you're actually looking for, though. Yo, good morning, Nano. Or good night to you, I suppose. I really do think your streams are quite cozy. I haven't had a lot of time to say hi recently. I've been busy. Life is good, but just busy. It's weird. Like, I used to have a lot more time to just actually go say hi to people and hang out with people, but it's weird. And time zones. Yeah, time zones are massive. Yep. You saw my cat? Yeah. Have I figured out Instagram? You just have to post, like, the cat. That's why I realized, I was like, I cuddle with this dude, like, every day. Why don't I just take videos of me cuddling my cat and then post it to a platform that will value this information? That's literally what I decided to do. It's a smart decision, I think. Do you have a preference on the BE? Kigat, what do you mean by BE? You mean beta? Or can you clarify? Yeah, he's very cute. On the bear form, oh, I think that I have a glyph where everything is random like this, though. I watched your video of people should receive bans, and I think they should. I am very iffy about the drama that happened yesterday. I'm a dip, no problem. Yo, enjoy your night. Okay, this is a genuine question for people, and we can talk about it today because it's an actual conversation for what it's worth. Should the people who are abusing the gear exploit be banned? Because there's drama about this. There's like legitimate drama. I'm hearing the arguments from both sides. I kind of think, genuinely, maybe they should, because the confusion with whether or not you should exploit early and often or no is... I know that IO means nothing, and from that perspective, I completely agree with you. But on the other hand, man, it's so confusing whether you should or should not take advantage of World of Warcraft exploits. In most games, you just know yes or no. But this game, you don't know that. That's my problem, really. Is Arson free? What's the key? Arson, number 1. Brooklyn Ninja, what you coming on? What you coming on? It is considered an exploit regardless it doesn't impact you. It is absolutely an exploit. Like, this is a clear, you have to do it intentionally. You're doing 5,000% more damage than everyone else. Like, it's a lot, you know. For next week, so I can finally level your main for next year, because Harnier is bis. What do you like about the Harnier, Hopsy? Punish if players make enough noise about it. Dude, the Raider IO page is filled with plus 53 keys time, man. Like, I feel like there's enough noise about this, personally. I feel like there's definitely enough noise, you know? What's he doing here? He's playing a shaman. Also on the list, there are a few standout. Clearly, there are a few people who are... There are groups who are doing it, and there are also not just groups, but literally soloing dungeons at a level they should not solo dungeons. Like, there are some people who are casually soloing, like, 23s and 25s or whatever. I think there was a dude I saw who soloed a 32. Yeah. The bear form dance. Is that it? I have not seen the Harnier bear form dance, though. They finally fixed monks. Is it enough? When you deliberately go to the vendor to buy gear you know is bugged and run high keys, yes, you should be banned. A temp ban. So can we clarify? It's a temp ban, though, right? I think so. We talking temp ban, yeah? Good. But just to clarify, right? Again, sorry. Okay, no problem. We're talking temp bans, not full bans. Like, you don't need to full ban people for this, but just the temp ban really does it certainly does the message, you know? We're not spending a lot on ironfur. The build that I'm playing right now will spend a lot. We use ban and suspension interchangeably now. True. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about suspension, not ban. That is a very clear distinction. No. As far as I know, yeah, like 24 hours. Even just 24 hours sends the message. No, even 24 hours is enough. 24 hours is a clear indicator, hey guys, don't do this. Right? Like, that's the thing. It very clearly says don't do this. Also, it was very nice of Nano to come say hi. There's a few streamers that I like and that are just like, I don't know, I like their vibes or whatever it is. And I never really get to see them because they don't play WoW, so we don't do this. After Boomy, I was still doing half the damage. I saw that. You saw Boomy buffs were not enough? It was quite behind. But out of curiosity, really? Because it was behind, but it wasn't that far behind. Nothing. People who use these things. They strike fear in their hearts. Jeez, Jeez. That's funny, actually. Okay, so let's see who we got on here. Let me know if you want. Let me know if you want in. Gonna start soon. We'll be on a few hours. I think I hear your perspective, and to a certain extent, I agree. The fact that we have to have this conversation is weird. Honestly, we should just kind of know whether or not we should or should not be abusing exploits that are super clear. I feel like, you know what I mean? That's at the end of the day, I think that's what it is. It should just be known. Should we or should we not do this? You know, that's what I think. I have 17, but we can start with. I think maybe come later, but for now we got, yes. Unless Jesse wants to come, but I think Jesse's tanking right now. Yeah, I'm not sure. The reason that it's drama is because there are actually two different perspectives and both of them make sense. On one hand, it is just pre-patch. And pre-patch is meant for buggy fun. Like, basically, think about it like this. When was the last time you had a pre-patch that wasn't amazingly bugged? Genuine question. What would be the problem? Blizzard Press a huge, massive pre-patch change, entirely full of bugs, no season. That's what I'm thinking, though. But the idea is, though, yo, what's up, DN? DN, do you think people should be banned for exploiting in World of Warcraft? If it's accessible to everyone. So here's the other problem is, I don't think they've taken the items away yet. Can anybody confirm or deny? I just got on today. Right? A question. Can anyone confirm or deny, did they or did they not take away the bugged items? Hey, Sam. Yo, I saw you on today. It was good to see you. You know about the gear exploit? Do you think that should be a problem? Like, I think they remove the items, maybe reverse the keys, but I don't know if a ban is necessary. It's like, clearly it's pre-patch, you know? Dude, to be fair, G's, the beta and alpha were bugged, but not even this bad. This is a pretty, that even on beta and alpha, because I played beta and alpha, and it wasn't this bad. Like, even on those, this bug does not exist. Not to this level. Not even close. It's the pre-patch event live? Yeah. And purple. So if you don't know, do you know the drama that happened yesterday? Do you know the drama with pre-patch that happened? It's pretty interesting. They don't have to ban people, in my opinion. Just make a blog post that spells out in no uncertain terms that at midnight, anyone caught exploiting minor or major bugs will be ban hammered instantly. Outside of exploits. So, yes, TH, in my opinion, you're absolutely right. That is what they need to do. Just some firm stance to clarify the communication. Do we or do we not do this? Because I think, no joke, if I knew it was fine, it sounds fun, and I would totally do it. Like, honestly, if I was like, this is just good fun, I'm going to go on a character I don't care about and do it, that sounds great. Why not? It's funny. Like, it literally is just good fun. It's funny. I'm not trying to get on Raider.io. I'm not trying to rank. It'd just be funny, though. Look at Mage Tower. Old items do way more damage than current. Yeah, but that's, so, like, Mage Tower doesn't hurt anyone, and therefore, if you bug out the Mage Tower, it's like, that's not too bad. Like, that's not a problem. No one really cares if you have an easier time doing Mage Tower today than you should. Because there are a few bugs, by the way, that you can do that. You know what I mean? But I don't think that that's like a significant problem or anything. I love Dookie. Like, I just, in my heart of hearts, I just don't think that's like a big problem. I think it's okay. So, in a way, the pre-patch keys are similar, although Mythic Dementious Mount does not count for that. That is a problem. To be fair, that is a problem. No good for that one. They need it. That's the real issue is the fact that Mythic Dimmy Mount is now so available, and people are like boosting other people to get the Mythic Dimmy Mount. That's, I think, the kind of egregious thing, in my opinion. So I think that is sort of the problem. That shouldn't be a thing, that you can get Mythic Dimmy Mount. Okay, we got 17 Gambit to do. Join late, what's happening? Akra, I made a video yesterday covering the fact that when we were playing pre-patch, there was a massive gearing exploit. And this is to be fair. No, it didn't, Delineus. That's the problem. And when I say massive gearing exploit, I mean like, I think the biggest gearing exploit that I have ever seen in World of Warcraft, there have been a few. There was like a Preservation Evoker bug a while back where your Flame Breath was just, with the Fire Season buff, was just absolutely owning things and you could do higher keys, but it was like a few levels higher. There was the Rogue thing that happened, remember, where you had to use your one hero talent on a critter before the key started and you would do like some more damage. But that was within a few key levels. That was like 50% more damage. This is 5,000% more. That's a lot. That's 5,000% is a lot. You know? My point is like getting Mythic Demi Mount wrong. That's the problem. So Mythic Demi Mount should be exclusive. I don't have it because I didn't raid CE. It's that simple. You know? Like it really is just, in fact, that simple. If I don't have it, then I don't have it. Gearing exploit, is it or is it not spicy? It's just I never get to engage with drama. I love this. I never get to have drama in my life because I'm not a drama person. I specifically avoid drama. But now I get to have like a little bit of drama. It's nice. I get to have like, guys, the controversy. Guys, the drama. Guys, like I get to do that now. Because I'm not going to start making political takes or anything. But I finally have some controversy to talk about. you know as well as I do that people love that. That's like the whole point. If you want to have like a successful video, you gotta make some controversy. Yeah, you say drama, I hear content. That's what it is. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. We don't talk about it, but goddamn, people love divisive topics. Everyone knows it. That's just absolutely just how it is. I bet. So we have another streamer to play with today, and his name is Krim. You probably don't know him, but he's a chill dude. We will have a third streamer to do it, though. How did they do it? They literally, there's a vendor, right? No, Delineus, I won't grow out my hair and live with the cockroaches. You know what I mean? Oh, Sam, you want to come? Bet. Yeah, Krim is on, actually, though. Hi, Sam. We're just doing fun keys. How did they do it? So there is literally a vendor that you could buy items that are very clearly not scaled. So we're 167 or 169. I think I have like heroic pieces on. 2 heroic pieces. So the idea is that we're like 169 item level, 170 max. All right. Now, here's the thing. There are some people who are casually, again, the scaling on gear, but they still have previous item level. That's the problem. Like 600 item level. So, yeah. And they would walk in and just actually one tap a plus 40 key, like plus 40, plus 50. I think when I checked this morning, a plus 53 had been double timed. So it is kind of wild. I don't know how hard a plus 53 hits, but it hit hard, and they're just one-tapping it easily. The ban would be a move, and the main reason that I would be okay with a ban, to be honest, is they need to take a stance. One way or the other, they have to tell us what is and is not acceptable. Exploit early, exploit often. And you know what? By the way, to really send this point home, garbage, they hotfixed it after a few hours that you couldn't buy this gear anymore. But they didn't take the items away from people. So congratulations, guess what? People still have it today, right now. And that is a problem. Because if they had just left it and everyone could do it, then it would kind of just be like, pre-patch is pre-patch. It is what it is, right? Like pre-patch is pre-patch. That's kind of what the decision would be. But it's not like that. It's actually the fact that they are straight up is over. You see? I bet. Look, we got a little crew today. We got a little crew. Krim is a brand new streamer. He chill. And we have, first of all, Sam's in here, Mr. Froststrike, one of the best Frosty Ks of all time. I don't like the excuse pre-patch is pre-patch. It's basically, think about it like this. My ex-wife, fucking delineous. Force a decision. So what they have to do, buy a bug gear to yeah. So it's, by the way, it literally, and it's not subtle. You don't not know you're doing it. I can promise you with 100% certainty that you don't accidentally stumble into this. You might not know somebody's in your, you will know immediately. Like literally within 2 seconds, you will do the first pull of a key and go, oh, where to go? And then it's just done, you know? My 17 Gambit, I guess. Gambit is. Let's do that. Yeah, so that to clarify, like, you're not, you know. That's the thing, right? Like, you know that you're doing it. Something tells me you should be able to walk in. Yeah. It's basically, it's retail remix. It's like Legion remix, except retail remix. But to be fair, people liked remix, you know? It's Legion remix, yeah. But the thing is, didn't people like remix? Wasn't remix very well handled? What's up, Pookie? Hi, Pookie. I like how you're forcing me to say Pookie now. Hi, Pookemi. Pookie E me. That's how I pronounce it. Cream cheese glaze is ready. Nice. No, I love cream cheese glaze. There's something about thick white. No, hold up. Legion Remix is the most fun I've had in this game. Like I said, I'm not 1,000% certain that it would be bad if the game had more remix type stuff. But I do think that they should make it set. Oh, that's right. By the way, guys, I wanted to do this. You see in the top right, I did want to do this. 1 second. 1 second. Cracked Gaming. Hold up. I want to set a community goal because I will honor this. The next time we hit this goal, and it will be in real life, Thailand stream, right? In real life Thailand stream. Boom. When we hit this, I will do another in real life Thai stream. Probably not before, though. But yeah, anyone can donate to this at any point if you want another in real life Thai stream. I think the next one we want to do is perhaps the temples. Like, I actually want to see if we could film in the temples. Did the Guardian lose a bunch of keybinds? No, we gained keybinds. As crazy as this sounds, we gained keybinds. Whoa, hot take. Did you say Draenor was better than Legion? What? It'd be like Remix at all because everyone have the same kind of gear. Just push keys level up by a lot. Yeah. To be fair, I think the biggest thing is if one person is doing it in your group, the other people, that's a crazy hot take. The other people are not going to have fun. And to be honest, at the end of the day, World of Warcraft is a game of fun. So you're supposed to have fun playing it. If people aren't having fun because one person is annihilating packs, like, it's kind of a little bit, You know, that does feel a little weird, to be fair. Like, I accept that very much, you know? Good amount of God Tier expanded Mythic Plus came out in WoD instead of Legion. I don't hate Warlords of Draenor, but to say it was better than Legion is certainly to invite a certain level of hatred from the WoW community. I'm actually going to, you know, I respect you, Delineus, for having the courage to even say something like that. Hi, Kabizzle. I am well, actually. Thank you. I'm actually doing pretty good, though. What binds in Guardian Druid? So, Raise, and if you play any of the other talents, the thing is that everyone lost a bind or two. We only lost Rage of the Sleeper if you were playing it, and a lot of people weren't playing it either way. So, you have more complication if you're actually playing with Raise, because now you have to make decisions about ironfur versus Raise versus this. The build I'm going to play in this key is a proper no Raise. It's a macroed ironfur build. This one plays pretty much identically. When you're doing in-game house tours, I never actually made my house. I like World of Warcraft, but to be honest, that content isn't made for me. I'm not a house person. Hit 3 new PRs. Nice. Very good, very good. I was supposed to house Prepatch Bear. It's okay. To be fair, though, I haven't looked at logs for how the other tanks are. So, Exol, the question is, how are other tanks performing? Because my damage seems low, even if I play a DOTC Ravage build and I play it well. My damage is just kind of meh. But I don't know what other tanks are doing. Like, have you seen a tank without bugged exploit gear, of course? But Incarn there is not that crazy. Incarn Mango rotation for straight 30 seconds. Mangle is not being reduced, so it's bugged. Yeah, Kibizzle, take your time. I'm glad that you're enjoying your workout in your gym, though. That's good. I'm happy that you are. That's a good thing. Uno momento, por favor. It seems like my chats are not updating properly. Yo, question for people. How many languages do you speak? Shadowlands was technically worse. Okay, my hidden cook for WoW is this. Imagine that instead of Shadowlands during COVID, when the big boon happened, where everybody was at home gaming, just for a second, I want you to imagine this. What if we had Dragonflight? You speak 5 languages? What? What 5 languages do you speak? Wait, 5? I speak 2, but one more fluently than the other. So English, Kibizzle, and what? What's your other language? Yo. Love drip. W. English is your main, Spanish is the other. Ah, hablas español. And your wife tells you that you also speak gibberish. If gibberish is a language, then I also speak several languages. Romanian, English, French, German, and Italian. Does C+ and Python count? That's pushing it a little bit. I could see it, but it's pushing it just a bit, though. All right, here we go. Key. I'm also fluent in gibberish. I supposedly am supposed to download this language app so that I can play with friends. And I think that's a great idea. I think that if we all structured our life in a ranked based system, like we had like a score, but for real life, we would actually do a lot better, no? Don't you think that'd be smart? Like, actually, though, don't you think that would just be kind of smart to like have that set for your life? I feel like that'd be good. All right, 1 second. I just need to look at this little thing here. Isn't that called a credit score? No. Not like a credit score. Like I mean, okay, so in WoW, we have dailies, right? But in life, we don't have dailies, we have workouts. But imagine that instead of workouts, you had dailies. And you were like, you have to do this daily so that you can get a weekly score, so that you can get a mount. Except that the mount is not some cool dragon, it's a very attractive person. And that's kind of not false. Like, that sort of works, doesn't it? Like, I feel like if we did that, though, it would totally be, though. You know? I feel like that's not a bad way to look at life, in my opinion. Okay, let me just see if I can set this up. It was being a little weird earlier. It seems to be working now. Excellent. Which build are you using? So this build here is going to be the EC. What's up, Lou? Yo, what's up, Coco? This build is the EC, no raise, basically macro ironfur type build. This is just this, though. Stopping by to say hi before I head to bed. Thank you for stopping by. Buy junk jumping for credit card loans at a time. It's not the gym equipment that really gets me. It's basically, no. It's not the gym equipment. It's just like, interesting. Doing my wife's weeklies on her account rewards me with, yeah, anyways. No. I mean, so not just that, but like even just like, yo, you gotta do 5 minutes of a skill. Like, you want to learn a language? Oh, okay, great. Just do 5 minutes of this language per day. And it's like, and the reward you get for this is something. I'll flex redeem. Wow, ready? Oh, I've been working out so hard. Man, I did leg day yesterday, and it sucked. I actually actively skip leg day. I'm gonna be honest, I do, because I have stairs in my house, and I'm on the 3rd floor, and it's like, bro, ow. What was I going to do? Think about it. Be smart about this. I was going to do something right before we started the key. Right, this. Okay, all builds that I am trying linked in Discord. Great. Okay, the stream setup is done. I apologize for making everybody wait. I got distracted. This might be surprising to you, but no, I already had cheesecake today, but I'm going to have a second cheesecake 100% of the time. There's not even a question. I'm having at least 2 cheesecakes today, and the next one is going to have way more caramel, by the way. Everything good? Yes, sorry. Countdown 15. My bad. Let's do keys. Started a countdown timer. Bet. Combat log. Boom. And let's do key. I'd rather hit execute than ignore pain. Screw surviving. I'm fury at heart. Do you actually play prot sometimes, Lou? You told me before that you have 8. Let me prep it so you can try all the sauces I made. I will gladly try all the sauces that you made. This sounds amazing. Please. That sounds great. All right, watch this. This is Big Bear Tech. Are you ready? We're going to wild charge, boomy form, starfall. Boom. You see that? It's a little boomy form starfall action. Because if you starfall in a big AoE pull like this, you actually do much more damage. Yeah. Boomy form starfall as a guardian druid. Fun min-max tech. I actually like that, by the way, not just for... That's a cool little addition to Bear. I'm not a huge fan, potentially, of the other additions to Bear. Like, I know a lot of Guardian Druids are actually very excited, but I don't know if I am. I feel very torn behind the changes for Guardian Druid going into Midnight. Part of me says, I'm glad that Bear is getting a bit more complexity, but to be fair, the other part of me says, I'm not really going to be able to chill and vibe as much as I was before if I want to min-max it. And I really liked the min-max vibe. Like the laid-back vibe. The kind of, hey, man, I don't really have to think about anything type vibe. All right, this will be a fun key. What's crazy is that my Aflock is out DPSing Frost DK. Remember, by the way, as you take a look at this damage, I will clarify a few times today on stream for what it's worth. You cannot use what you see on Prepatch as an example for how Midnight is going to be. This is very important that you understand this because Midnight will be fundamentally different. Like, it's going to be very different, by the way. So, yeah, no. Is it viable to still macro? That's what I am doing now. This is a zero raise, full macroed ironfur build. We will see how much damage I do in this key. Like, let's just do the key. I'll log it, and then if you want, we can do the same key later as a fully raise, min-maxed, Druid of the Claw even with Ravage. Like, we can play that playstyle as well. Let's do both. But the thing is, Buitras, for me, I'm not a believer in just full sending things. So I'm going to go Boomy Form, Heart of the Wild. And that's a Starfall there. I'm not a believer in just... If somebody tells me how something is, I always check it myself. I'm a very cynical person when it comes to research and the world in general. I can't help myself. Sometimes I wish I was actually more trusting, but I am not. So if I see like research that says, oh, this thing is good for you, I'm like, why? I always ask that question, why? And I feel like people don't ask that question. No, I've fully macroed Ironfur. To be fair, if you playing retail, now this was before pre-patch, but like honestly, I really strongly believe that every druid should have just macroed Ironfur for the last several months of playing. It was the right decision this season. Not even close, in my opinion. You just have you alleviate all the problems of like maybe not being able to be res because it's a single global. All you have to do, sorry. I kissed my microphone. All you have to do is just literally have a mangle right here that you press if need be. You can even keybind it. Just like have one mangle that like, oh, I need to be res. Just press the one button that you need to press. It's not that hard. I still play Destro. Demo is missing too much and AF is all pad. To be fair, they gigabuff Demo on beta. When you change from Baird, you get enough resources to do Starfall. So Starfall is now a new ability that is effectively on your bars. We used to have Heart of the Wild. Do you remember this? Uglo. I don't really want to call you Uglo because I don't know. That seems rude. Do you remember that? Heart of the Wild was a 5-minute cooldown, and basically all it did was it buffed your... Okay. So it just buffed your Moonfire damage a little bit. Like, it wasn't that crazy or anything like that. But now they changed it, so you don't have that ability. It's now a 2-minute ability, and when you cast it, it'll cast a specific ability based on the form you're in. So for single target damage, actually what I'm going to do, watch this, is I'll defensive, and I'll go cat form, and this one is a cat form. Honestly... A+ for class fantasy. It's not a big min-max, but it does enough damage to warrant actually using it every 2 minutes. So you can shift out of bear form, go into cat form for single target, or starfall for AoE. And it is worth pressing. If we take a look at my damage, you'll see the starfall is doing a little bit, and if you take a look at current segments, we'll see how much the Feral Frenzy just did. You see Feral Frenzy? It'll actually be here though a little bit though. OBS is 700, 400 though. Oh, did I actually put the wrong dimensions in? I probably did. What's up, Crack? Does that make sense though? I got a new monitor today. Yo, how's your new monitor? Is it nice? How is it? How do you feel? How does it feel, Lou, to be oiled up? How does it feel? The last time I upgraded my computer though was like actually last year. Uglo, when was the last time you... Oh, hold up. This guy's name is Uglo. When was the last time that you upgraded your PC? 32-inch curved, 240 hertz of bliss. Yo, enjoy it. Are you going to use it for specific activities, Lou, or are you going to be more modern and just use your phone like everyone else? Like 4 years ago. So I upgraded my PC at the end of last year. It's a purchase for sure, right? Like you are spending some money, but I'm just saying... I didn't even know that I wasn't seeing abilities in World of Warcraft. There were actually some abilities that I had no idea existed. One of them was City of Threads. Do you remember that? City of Threads? Kind of a terrible dungeon. Overall, not a great dungeon, but you remember City of Threads. Okay. Scroll wheel up? No. I actually don't scroll wheel Ironfur. It is full macroed. Like, I don't have to press it at all. It's still on my bar, technically, and out of habit, I press it sometimes, but if you macro it, you just press... It presses because off the GCD with Mangle and Thrash. Delineus, have you ever seen my in real life TIE streams before? And also, the RAM pricing is hilarious. What an unexpected... Did anybody predict that with AI? Because that's kind of crazy that the RAM did what it did. Normally Rams just like live on mountains and shit and headbutt people. You built this PC. You built it yourself. That's impressive. Wow. That's actually a hell of a PC, yeah. That's like unnecessarily good for WoW. That's good. That's really good. Wow. Congratulations, though. You used AI to predict it. Oh, man. If healers can cat weave, tanks can definitely owl weave. I mean, it's not nothing, right? If we take a look at overall damage, you'll see that Starfall is not a lot, but even on this pull. So what you can do as well for Starfall, this is a fun min-max Guardian Druid tip. You can use it for aggro. Watch. Ready? So I'm going to shift. I'm going to go Boomy Form, Starfall right before I pull these guys, because it'll help me with aggro. Currently, my Starfall is actually doing a fair bit of damage. So as I'm gathering, I can use it as an aggro gathering tool. A lot of people have said on beta that their aggro, their snap threat is bad, but they're playing Bear wrong, because Bear actually has incredible snap threat. You have a lot of stuff, though. The crack bot, I believe it has. I think it came up earlier. I just have it set to a bit of a delay. But yo, sorry, Delineus, have you actually seen MRT? You've been on one of my in real life Thai streams, yeah? Have you guys been there? I've done like 4 at this point, though. Any session on aggro tracking? No cruelty. I just sort of know what I do for aggro, but to be honest, I don't have any suggestions for aggro tracking because it's a little weird, though. The exclamation bounties is a command that I never set up Indeed, so that one won't work. But the exclamation dare, that's the one. Exclamation dare, that's the one. I was around for your very first one. That was a pretty weird one. I had no idea about they're a lot better now, Delineus. I've got the technology much better. I have the setup a little bit more secure at this point. Just like a little bit at least. Yeah. The exclamation dare, that's the one. You can dare me to do anything technically. I heard Moonkin Weave as a Resto Druid in Starfall is great. Yes. However, Moonkin Weave in particular, cat form is even better. It's not, when we talk about the weaving, if you don't want to do it, you'll be fine. That's the thing, though. Like, you don't have to do it. It's just it's a nice little flavor profile, though. About DR of magical damage, very good. Incredibly good. The new talent they added is redonkulously good. There's a new talent that basically makes Bear actually good at dealing with this type of damage intake. I will show you the talent here. If we look at HPS for this pull, yeah? I'm not even using it as much as I could be. So this is just going to be Ursoc's Fury shielding. But if I take a look at this current key, like this pull does a lot of damage. You might have tanked it before. We have this talent called Natural Resilience now, which is a 30% max health shield on top of all the other things. So you can't really survive. You absolutely can. So there's a new talent that lets you keep your health and armor when you shift. That's the first thing. But also B, you can just bark skin or survival instincts, and you'll be able to live pretty quickly. But you can also do it right before you enter a pack, and the Starfall has an 8-second duration. So you can do it like right beforehand as well, and that still works. Ooh, watch out, watch out. Ooh, we're going to miss one. I don't like owl weaving. So you don't have to weave. Even with current Resto Druid, you can play Resto Druid very successfully with no weaving, you know. Cool. Vortex. Nice. That Vortex should work. Oh, nope. Never mind. We'll just kill it then. Yeah, you don't have to weave. That's never something, though. Hashtag dare. Okay. You could dare me on the website, but it's not on the YouTube stream. I have to get it to YouTube. That's a good point. I actually don't know how to set up bot commands on YouTube, to be honest. I don't know. I dare you to main Prop Pally. For an entire expansion, that would be an expensive there. I like Prop Pally. Keep in mind that I actually do play Prop Pally. What's the dare thing? So there's basically this wonderful new platform. It's actually super cool. It's very new, so they're still kind of figuring out exactly how they want to do it. But you can propose any dare and set it as a goal. If I accept the dare, and remember, I do have to accept it just in case, Delineus. I don't know if you know this, but people on the internet are a little wild. Is this a 10? No. Sorry. The key level is blocked indeed by the minimap. This is a 17. This is just a 17. Not too bad. My Guardian Ironfur is not a fun skill to manage when it no longer does any damage. It is true. My damage feels pretty bad. It's something I've noticed that my damage feels a little worse, but I'd have to compare it to other tanks because I don't know how much other tanks are doing right now. It seems playable, though. Bjornson, though, it will change a bit at midnight. So, the dare thing is, you can say, for example, oh, woo, shave your head. And I'll be like, no, but I tell you what, if we raise money, I will get a buzz cut. And I'll be like, okay. But if you tell me to bleach my left eyebrow, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Or you could say, for example, tank this next key completely blindfolded. And I'll be like, blindfolded? I didn't know you went like that. But you could do that. And you can dare me to do effectively anything. Most of the time, though, if it's too much, I'll say no. So, but anyways, let's say you're like, take off your weapon for the next key and see if you can tank it. I'll be like, oh, man, no tier set, no this. Like, I could do it. So you can dare me to try different challenges. Or even, like, you could dare me to make a guide. You'd be like, yo, whoa, how do you play Preservoker? Like, dare me to. And you just set, like, $5. And if you want to do it, then you do it. I'll show you in a second. It's actually pretty cool. So right now, for example, the dare or the bounty that I have set is the in real life tie stream. Mostly because the in real life tie streams actually cost money to do. So I can't do them willy-nilly because they don't, it's like, it feels weird. But I want to show people Thailand. Like, it's one of my favorite things. Like, I really like doing them, but they cost way more money than they actually, I lose money doing it. So I'm like, oh man. You should make a guide for Guardian. I have made guides for Guardians before. Do the dares have a price we do them for? Whatever you want. Like $5. Like, there could be like a big dare, like the Thailand stream, which we set for whatever, though. But yeah. When you propose something, you can set it. Just there's like a proposal next to it, though. But anyone can contribute if that makes sense, though. Yeah, I've made a bunch of Guardian Druid guides, and I'll make more over time. I've been waiting, Tygo. I've been waiting because the main thing, though, okay? Wait, you just put in $3? Hey, I could, well, twerk on stream. All right, listen. The question is, what qualifies as a twerk? If you attempt a twerk, but it's bad, does that count, Delineus? Because the thing is, I'm not going to do a very good job with it. Like, I don't actually know how to twerk. Because, like, I'm like a perfectionist. So if you tell me to twerk, like, I'm expecting some jiggle of each cheek independently. But the thing is that I'm not very good at doing that. You know what I mean? But, like, technically speaking, it'll just look like I listen to Taylor Swift. Like, all I can tell you is that it will look more like I listen to Taylor Swift than I'm, like, an expert in this field. You know what I mean? Do we really want to? I guess that's a community voted question. But basically, in terms of the Guardian Druid guys, just so you know, I will 100%. I'll be making them. I was waiting until closer to midnight, and the reason is, Tygo, I made one for Demon Hunter as an example for what it's worth, though. Like, I made one as an example, and it already got changed. Not that would be the worst thing ever. Damn, cracked. I didn't realize, cracked. Now I know. Dude, this key has been very smooth. Nice job. 0 death, flawless run. Easy. But yeah, Tygo, don't worry. Very soon, my plan is I want to make quick guides. I want to help people feel more comfortable on World of Warcraft, though. I found a bug in your key. Yeah, what's that? In this key. What's the bug? So here, for example, I can go like this. Oh, yeah. Anime watch party stream. That'd be kind of fun. I would watch... If I could watch anything on stream with people, it'd be Lord of the Rings, man. Make a prop pally one. Yeah, I want to do 2 versions of it. And to be honest, the first thing, okay, is that I want to make the quick guide. And the quick guide, I think I'll put for everyone. The other ones, if I make like an actual proper one, then, you know. Oh, wait a second. Are we doing this, though? See, there we go, Lou. We are getting there. Okay, all right. There it is. We have Lou contributed $5 in real. What do you want to see, Lou? Out of curiosity, have you seen my in real life tie streams before? So what we'll do is if we unlock and we proc an in real life tie stream, what I want to do is I want to ask people and we can vote what it is that you want to see. Because Kitty and I have a few ideas of what we can show people. We have the idea of maybe filming temples, but I have to confirm whether or not we can do that. I'm not sure if we're allowed to. There's a few things I know we can't do because I have looked it up before. I cannot stream from red light districts. It's not going to happen. I would. It's actually something that I have no problem like talking about or like showing, but I'm not allowed to. Very illegal, so can't do that. Got a few minutes of the last one. I really like doing them. You know? No. Yeah, So it's something I thought about it. I was like, could I do it maybe on Patreon? No, nope. Very not okay. And for example, though, did you see that last time MRT? That was crazy. Holy, that did happen last time. You remember that? That was wild. Oh my God. We passed by that one place and they had 2 lynxes. It was very sad, actually, because those lynxes did not have enough space. Yeah, the last in real life time stream, we went to a place that had animals, and they had lynxes, like full-sized lynxes. What? Insane. Like full-sized lynxes. Okay, they were hyper lynxes. I'll go here. No, it was kind of wild, actually. They had armadillos, meerkats, chinchillas. You could buy a sugar glider for $20. That's crazy, man. Does town have a countryside? Yes. So if we're going to do like a travel thing, Argus, that would be more complicated because that costs money to like go out. But we could. Kitty wants to do a waterfall. But I'd have to check if we even have cell reception at like a proper Thai waterfall. Yeah. But that's one thing that she was thinking about would be like a waterfall stream. But yeah, don't worry. I will. Pitters, I 100% will make a prop pally thing soon. I think a moped stream. So I did that once. And so Kitty can drive a bike. She's allowed to. I can't drive a bike because, you know, I have no balance. If you do it only on Green Willow, same thing as underwear from that photo shoot? No. No. I will, in fact, not be doing that. That was a good key. All right, bet. Easy. GG's. Frost actually got kind of close. But Affliction Warlock still looking strong. Oh, it's very clean. All right, the question is, what 19 did we get? 19 Floodgate. Ooh, spicy. 19 Floodgate. Can do. 19 Flood? Question mark? But don't worry, I have full plans to make guides. I've just been waiting a little bit because, you know what I mean, though? You need to make a dare out of that somehow. You will literally never see me in, like, an underwear photo shoot. That's not going to happen. What was your damage like? I kind of don't want to show you because it's really low. But technically, that key was smooth. Like, we almost triple timed it. But my damage is pretty low. 20k, so 50% of what my DPS are doing, 45%. Like, basically somewhere between, like, 40% of what my DPS is doing. That's kind of low. It does work. This build does work. But even with the Feral Frenzies and the Starfalls, like, contributing a little bit, it is low. If I'm playing a no raise, just sort of chill build, I don't know what other tanks are currently doing on pre-patch. You've been hitting similar numbers on the... What's funny is the Apex talent will help a lot, but we don't have the Apex talent. And we also don't have this. Brand has always been like that. But we also don't have the last 3 hero talents, so this will help tanks a lot in terms of their damage. Survivability-wise, though, I'm like, blah, like I'm super tanky. Actually, immortal. Thank you, Lou, for contributing. So now, what are we at? What's the goal at? Let's see. We're at 8 out of 50. Yup. So the whole point is, Lou, the reason that this system is so cool and the bounty system and the dare system is just straight up, right? Doing around 25k. So it's not, I'm not that far off. Okay. That makes me feel slightly better about it, at least. Tycho, that makes me feel better because I haven't played other tanks yet on pre-patch. I've only been playing Guardian, and overall, it feels low, but I don't know how low, you know? If you have a sec aspect ratio, it would fix my soul. Okay, aspect ratio. What's the right ratio? It's this thing in the top right. I do it wrong before. Prot Warrior is good. How much damage is Prot Warrior doing? Well, it's still retail. They're 700 by 400. Oh, 700 width by 400 height. I think I have put 300 on accident. There we go. Better. Ah. Is your soul fixed now? Have I fixed your soul? There are 2 ways to fix your soul, correct? Yep, I did. I did indeed. Is that better? I feel like it is. Well, the sand lane, have you seen the bug list for Guardian Druid and Blood DK? You mix it, switch it around. Okay. So you want me to do 400 height, 700 width. Like this? Whoa. You want it like this? Okay. So now I can read the whole thing. I'll take it. That's fine. You can keep it up there. Like just over my mini-map in game. That's cool. All right. All right, that's better. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. That's perfect. Excellent. There we go. All right, we got 19 Floodgate. 19 Flood. We go. Bless your soul. Thank you. There are 2 ways to fix your soul. One of them is moving to Thailand, and the other one is fixing the aspect ratio of this. Now you can go to sleep, and you can rest your head and weary heart. Cracked over minimap over quest log. Yeah, I know the minimap will be here, but I don't know how to move the minimap because I never use it, and I kind of wish that I could just disable it. Is there a way to do that? Actually? Okay, by the way, do you guys know the bug list? Let me pull it up. I have it on a notepad. There's also a new bug for Guardian on retail. Let me show you this. This is insane. This is how much, this is the Blood DK bug list. Because you're like, man, it's so bugged. Correct. Here. Notepad here. Boom. Look at that. This is the bug list for Blood DK. And it's also why it's hard to rank tanks right now. And this is the bug list for Guardian Druid. Yeah. You see? Yeah, of course I can. Each class Discord has a pinned list of bugs, by the way. This is not like I'm not the only one who has this. Each class Discord has a pinned list of bugs. You should look at them. Yeah. So to clarify, you're not wrong if you have been sensing some bugs. Some of them are minor, some of them are big, but the Guardian Druid bugs are quite massive. But those are mostly for beta because most of those bugs for Guardian Druid are going to be the Apex talent. Apex talent being bugged is very different. That's a whole different story. We don't have our Apex here yet. Yo, Pitter, are you still there on YouTube? Because I actually have some interesting information for you. Are you by any chance still there? Yep. Now we're away. Oh, hey, hold on, wait. We contribute even more? Crack Gaming just contributed 4. Yo, thank you. I bet. We'll get there. The thing is, if we accomplish that dare today, I don't know if we're going tomorrow. We might have to actually do this, though. I think the Guardian Druid has a pin, but of course I can send it to you, Healer. Message me on Discord. Remind me what your disc username is, and I'll just send the list to you. That's fine. My wife won. Yes. We had a very good... fantastic. What's the diagnosis? I remember exactly, Delineus, because I very rarely get to hear about interesting medical conditions. I love interesting medical conditions. So, like, Delineus, you had told me that your wife has random memory loss and fainting, but only 3 days out of the week, and it has no real rhyme or reason, but there's a specific time frame that she just has no memory whatsoever. Unbelievable. And they could never figure out why. It's those days at this time that she just faints and has no memory. That's kind of wild. That's crazy, actually. I've never heard of a condition like that. And they are recently, Delineus, they figured out a little bit more about it. That'd be good. Thank you. I honestly think the in real life Thai streams are really, really cool. All right, ready, check. I want to play. This is the song I want right now. I'm blasting it. You guys are listening to this too with me. You will feel as nostalgic as I do. That is what it is. Are you ready? The song that you're about to hear, if you are on, keep in mind, YouTube doesn't have it. But the song you're about to hear will give you the feelings. Ready? They have names. Here you go, healer. I love this song. This song has so many vibes to me. There. There's like 1 or 2 more bugs on here, and I think 1 or 2 of them have been fixed, healer. Do 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 do. I don't want it to be too loud, but I want you to hear it. Yeah, I remember stuff like that, Delineus. I don't remember what people name though. She does have pots. Me too. I also have pots. Did you know that, Delineus? Do 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 do. You can't hear it? I know. So you can't hear it because I can't put the music through to YouTube. I know. It's weird. You'd have to come over to Twitch and / or the other website, which I apparently can't mention. You'd have to come over there to hear the music. But we're listening to Welcome to the Black Parade. To clarify, this is Welcome to the Black Parade. An absolutely fantastic song. The advantage is that the YouTube stream, you guys have game volume and no one else has game volume. So that's the advantage for you. Whoops, Boomy Form, Starfall, my bad. Yep. I have pots. That's why I have salt pills next to my desk. Actually, all the time I play, if you ever see me consume a random white pill from a random white bag, that's a little baggie. That's salt. It's sodium, as I clarify every single time I ever take it out. YouTube does not have game volume. It should have a little bit. It should be quiet, but YouTube normally has, like, there should be in-game volume, like me fighting the packs to YouTube. So I could put that through to YouTube, but I can't put anything else. I wonder how hard this 19 will be. Also, can I shift this key timer lower so that people can actually see this, though? Why and how much salt? A lot. Like, way more than you think. All I can tell you is significantly more than you think ferment. Like, give or take 10 times what other people need. It has click and keyboard sounds. Very interesting. I'll have to look at that. I'm not so good with the stream setup stuff. I just like streaming. Like, I just do it, but I don't actually like... I don't know how to set up stuff properly, though. Yeah, I don't actually know how to do that stuff. Yeah, does it have a game volume, though? But anyways, if she has POTS, hopefully just the salt will help, though. So I have this thing called POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and I have EDS, which is like a connective tissue disorder. It's something that took me a long time to figure out. So today ferments I'm healthy, but actually I spent most of my life just like straight up in the hospital. And when I say most of my life, I mean several years of my life were actually spent in the hospital. Early life was really tough, though. 19 Floodgate. It's a 19. Feels pretty chill so far. I don't think we'll time it too easily. Like, we'll have to work a little bit, but pre-patch is so far mostly pretty chill, as long as your group knows what they're doing. We're not using any of the gear exploits, by the way. This is 0 gear exploit. We're not using any of them. This is an actual key. We're doing it for real, man. Juan, yo, thank you for this up, man. Appreciate it. How is it so easy now? Illuminos. That is a good question, actually, though. The sound of you talking and breathing and some sort of fan air. Yes. There's no in-game sound? Wait, YouTube stream. Can you not hear any sound volume? We can hear. Can you guys hear, like, the in-game sound? It must be the stat squish. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, all classes are also just broken because some classes don't have their Apex talent. On top of the no Apex talent, there's also a few other problems. So... mostly the game just feels pretty broken. I think we can actually play these divers because we have 2 DKs. Yeah. Nope, just your clicking? Oh, really? Huh. Well, let me see if I can fix that, because they should have like some game volume. Like a little bit in the background, just something for like ambiance, you know, nothing, doesn't have to be too much. Beautiful kick. So I SI, Boomkin Form, Starfall, and then here. And that's how you kind of weave. You don't even have to SI there because I do have a talent that would let me not auto-die. But if I'm in the middle of a pack, I still get scared. Might just be habit at this point. You're on NA? Yes. When it comes to actual non-beta Illuminos, do you play NA or EU? Are you an NA or EU gamer? Whoops. I know. On beta, it's so nice that you never have to think about that. You're EU, man? Damn. I know. Doesn't that suck? I actually hate the fact that that exists. I wish they could just let it be cross server already. But for some reason, I don't know if it's a technical limitation or what it is, but you can't do it. It's really annoying. But I wish that they could. Your healer? Yeah, that's okay. Next, expect give us cross realm. That'd be really nice. Well, they have cross realm now, but they don't have cross region. I'm assuming it's a giant technical difference. Like there must be some technical reason why they haven't done it though. Yeah, you can starfall in bear now. This is the thing. It's a new change going into midnight. We're doing it on beta, but you can do it on pre-patch as well. It's not no damage. It's not a ton of damage, but it's not nothing. Cross region would be awesome. Do you actually buy EU and NA accounts from it? What is the reason that you want to have both EU and NA? Is it just to play with your friends and you have some friends that are NA and some friends that are EU? Or like, what's the reason for it? Love listening to the stream driving home from work. Just got stopped by a train. Hey, Wreck-It. First of all, I am genuinely honored by the fact that people like just listening to my stream sometimes. I've had a few comments where people are like, yo, I put you on and fall asleep. I'm like, really? Like, oh. Or like, you know, I'm driving home or I'm at work and I just kind of have you on in the background and I find your stream to be really soothing. Can I tell you something genuinely honest from the bottom of my heart? That makes me incredibly happy. Because when I was younger, all I ever wanted to be was someone's peace. I'm not going to lie. That was actually a goal of mine from when I was a very young child. I caused a lot of problems, and I just wanted to be someone's peace. Well, Purple, I appreciate the sentiment. Sometimes I do too. Yeah. That actually means a lot to me. Because when I was a kid, I had a lot of problems. Yo, what's up, Kiar? Like, I just had a lot of issues, and I was a problem child. Like, everybody knew that I was, you know what I mean? Like, I was the one. I just always had other problems, though. Is that Plater or another? So this is Plater, and I actually hadn't been playing with it for a while, but I am playing with it now. Watch the healer. One chomp doesn't kill, luckily. Into the boss, over here. When I gotta sleep at normie hours, I'll put your stream on the TV. I'm glad that people think like that. It was a life goal of mine. And you want to know why? Because I watched Naruto growing up. And I realized that when I was younger, I was really good at math, but I was really, really unbelievably bad at people. And I wanted to swap that around. I was like, what's the point of being good at math if I have no friends and I'm lonely all the time? And like the best part about being lonely all the time and having no friends is that you get really good at video games. That's like the absolute main advantage, to be honest. But aside from that, like I kind of wish that I was more social. Even in high school, when I was a bit more functional, I didn't actually spend time with people. I didn't prioritize people. I just wanted to do well in school. So I just wanted to be like, et cetera, though. How do you play tank so chill? Part of the reason is because I've chosen to play Guardian Druid and I'm playing a macroed ironfur build, so my damage is a little bit lower than it could be. With like not crazy, just like within 5k. It's not a big difference. But this tank is a lot of autopilot. There are some tanks that when I play on stream, I have to be a little bit more up, like a little bit more, like a little bit more tense about it. But overall, tanking for me is a role that I'm used to. When you get really practiced with something, it doesn't actually take a lot of stress. If I was super stressed playing tank all the time, I wouldn't play it because this game is supposed to be fun. It's a weird thing with tanking. It's why I have such a problem with it, and it's why I make so many videos talking about what can they do to fix tanking in World of Warcraft. You gotta understand, like, if I'm stressed playing it, and I've been playing it for however many years, imagine how other people feel. Imagine how a new player feels. If you're stressed tanking, and you've been playing tank for a long time, like, that's such a weird thing that we're just somehow okay with. I'm gonna hold Incarn, it's gonna be a while, but need it for next pull. Have you ever thought about that? That's a very strange opinion to have. Gaming should not be stressful. It should be fun. in my opinion, personally. Your voice is very soothing. It makes me happy to hear that. I really, like, I don't think you understand. Like, when I was younger, I felt so, I was like the opposite of soothing. I was like everyone's pain. I was the opposite of soothing. Not only I tank lower keys, I control what's going on. I mean, even higher keys, it depends on what tank I'm playing. That's why I don't play Blood DK or Brewmaster. Those tanks are far more stressful for me. Healer depends again on what healer. Like if I'm playing a ramp, like Prez Evoker is my favorite healer. A lot of people might actually know me for playing Prez. I love Prez Evoker. But you know what? Bro, Prez is hard because I have to lock in, man. Yes, I've macroed it to Mangle and Thrash, both. Okay, watch out. Don't get aggro. I'm stealthing around real quick. But also, even though I haven't played these keys in quite some time, I'm very used to them. So I just feel at this point in the season, I'm like very practiced for these keys. So I don't feel like I'm working that hard. Like Floodgate is a key I know extremely well at this point. So I don't actually feel like I'm in too much danger or this. I mean, even maybe 19 Big Mama, I'll have to focus a little bit. But yeah, like I actually want other people to feel like this because I feel like if more people view tanking the way that I view tanking, which is it's just another role in WoW. It's no different than anything else we do. It's the same as DPSing or healing or whatever. Like it's all good, you know? Prez is just like Blood DK in a sense that it's built. Well, no, I actually think Prez is fine for keys. Like it always is annoyingly okay. It's just not meta because group buffs and stuff. Prez is way better than most people think it is. It's just you have to really have a plan and think in advance. So if you're distracted by streaming, for example, what if I'm here and then all of a sudden someone subs and I'm like, oh, yo, thank you for the sub. Boom, turn my head, done, like keys over. That happens sometimes, obviously, on a tank as well, which is why it's way easier to play DPS at a high level than it is to play a tank or a healer. And anyone who disagrees with that, to be honest, and I very rarely say this because, you know, normally there are good takes, is wrong. There are some people who have tried to tell me, they're like, no, woo, you don't understand. DPSing is the hardest role at a high level. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, that's straight up cap and you know it. There's no way. Like, they're like, but I have to get my rotation perfect. And I'm like, yeah, and what happens when you mess up? They're like, I do a little less damage. I'm like, yes. If I mess up my rotation at a high push key level, I die immediately. Or if I'm a healer, the entire group dies immediately. You know? I should probably have not pulled these guys with the boss, actually. I think people don't do this anymore. Don't cap it. Happened to you with H-Priest on beta where you got me. Yeah, I mean, so that happens, though. Like, that does happen sometimes. It's something that people know about with me as well. If I play with people for the season, one thing I'll tell them is like, hey, guys, I really like streaming. Occasionally, you know, once every while, I'm just going to brick a key to some silly thing. I'm going to look right. I'm going to look somewhere, and I'm totally going to get clapped by a circle. Like, it happens. I'm okay with that. It's a very reasonable, sometimes I get got. Like, that doesn't bother me. I think it bothers some people, but I don't feel like I have to play perfect to be valued for what it's worth, though. Hi, Kira. How's it going? I swear I've asked you this before because I know I recognize your name at least once. Listen, I have to ask you again, though. This is a very important question. Okay? Is your name a Death Note reference? Because that's the first thing I would have asked you last time. If nothing else, I am consistent. I would have asked you the same exact thing last time, but is your name a Death Note reference? It's a hella old name, but is it a Death Note reference? Because that anime is not Death Note. I swear I asked you this, and you told me this last time. I vaguely remember having this exact conversation with you. Okay? So it's not... What is it then? What is the actual... What's the reference to Kira here? Yo, what's up, Rez? Hey, Amor, how's it going? The tanking stress, though, it's that because the rotation or the difficult external pressure. It is the external pressure. I mean, basically, tanks don't want to let their team down. That's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, tanks... That's why I advocate for the fact that tanking shouldn't be that hard in a season. Delineus just subbed. Yo, thank you, Delineus. I genuinely hope that if she has pots, by the way, salt. Salt. It makes the world of difference for anyone struggling with pots. There are different types of pots, to be fair, but salt, literally, just actually salt though. Let's say hello, having for like 5 years. Oh, more. So wait, Kira's in the. You know Kira? Interesting. I gotta make new friends apparently. I like making new friends. So we're streaming together today with Arson, Krim, and Caleb. Those are cool people. If you don't know them, they're cool though. I had it for 8 years. The name or pots. If you need salt, you just need to play LOL. You met Kira back in Shadowlands. That is some crazy history, actually. I just stopped by their streams to say hi. They're nice. I like meeting people in WoW who enjoy the game. The name, your hella old name. Gotcha, though. Made it back home. Time to game. Nice, Wreck-It. What are you playing today? I think we need this, right? Yeah, I forgot. My route is these guys. Oh, wait. Wait, how did I get... Did I already get the other pack? Whoops, my bad. All right, just fight those snipers there real quick. It's fine. We have time. I did not need these snipers. I wasn't paying attention. I just into the route. I was like, wait a second. Floodgate. It's been a few months since I did this. I thought I had to do one pull down here after the boss with the loader bots. Because we have 2 melee. You don't drag them up anymore. Death Note came out 20 years ago. Underratedly good anime. Death Note, very good anime. I downloaded the Arknight's Enfield. So is it good? I've seen some people playing it today. I was curious. It piqued my interest at the very least. But yeah. League is kind of toxic, and that's sort of why I don't play it. The other reason I don't play it is because I'm not good at it. I thought about playing League the other day and then realized all of a sudden that I don't have 20 years of experience playing it, so I decided not to. League is one of those games where it's really fun if you're doing well, and it's really not fun if you're doing bad. Also, hi, Kiar. How's it going? It has one of those kind of cap where it's like, oh, if you're really good at this game, then it's amazingly fun. And if you're getting farmed by scrub teams, then it is not fun whatsoever, though. Isn't that also the case with WoW? No, not at all. Because actually, a lot of people just have a giga time in WoW, even if they're not playing well. Because it's PvE, not PvP. No, because PvE versus inherent PvP systems are different. As in, we're fighting a dungeon together, so we're gonna laugh when things don't go well. But if we're fighting an opposing team and we think that all of a sudden now there's a mentality of they're better than us because we're losing, and now you've thrown, it's a kind of different though. I don't think so. It's a different thing because psychology and people. We don't like comparing ourselves in that way. So now all of a sudden we're worse than, whereas comparatively we're just bro, we're just chilling. Yeah, we all kind of suck, but that's fine. It's just funny. And we won't push very high keys. But that's just the thing. You just play with your friends and who cares? Yeah, you also don't lose rating. That's, I think, a very big one. And I remember at one point that one solution that people had for resilient keys was, what if you just lost rating when you did a key? And I was like, oh my God. Imagine how toxic World of Warcraft would get if all of a sudden you literally lost rating if you lost a key. That would be unbelievably bad for the game. What's up, Onos? Also, Dusk, how are the Windwalker buffs? I saw the beta notes today, but I didn't think they were enough, yeah? Was it insulting? You said not enough, but how does it feel now? Have you tried it on beta? Now you want that? No, you don't. Also, hi, Meowki. What's a good single target damage right now? For tank Wreck-It or for DPS? I've only actually played with a few DPS, so the truth is I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I haven't played with a lot of different DPS now. I've only played with the classes that I know of. Yo, my routing choice actually will make this timer kind of tight. Because I decided to route this and I messed up a pull. That extra sniper pull. We could have probably just combined it. The actual number. Let's see this next boss, Wreck-It. We're playing with, we're doing a 19. So if we time this, I suppose DPS is good. We'll see what this feels like, I guess. Start the boss, RP. The Big Bear Stoddle. Yo, you have a great name. 1 DPS, 1 tank, 1 healer. That's what I play. Took us from E tier to B. Wait a second. B tier. B tier. Interesting. You said B tier. How intriguing. If I remember correctly, we did not make an official bet because I'm not allowed to bet, but I believe we had a conversation about this. B tier, you say. Interesting. Those are your words, not mine. How interesting. How intriguing, in fact. B tier. You remember when you said it definitely, there's no way. Guys, go left. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. I know I pulled divers in. How's the keys going? Pretty good so far. We're in a 19 floodgate. Keys are fun at the moment. I like the fact that we're just kind of owning. Like, I guess we're a little tight on this timer. It's a floodgate. But we're not skipping the last two guys. But should be all right. Whoop. We've exploded, but we're alive. All good. I like how that doesn't one-shot us now. That's nice. Pretty good, Blazins. I guess I'll catch you guys another time. I was thinking, actually, I kind of wanted to play with the old Gfo and Zooty crew. In terms of damage, I guess not as whole monk utility. That's fair. That's okay, Dusk. I actually think I want Windwalker to get buffed, so it actually feels good, to be fair. You know? You still think we're going to have a lack of tank players? That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. Arcade. Good question. Do I still think we're going to have a lack of tank players in Midnight? I think that relative to the role, if they don't add a little bit more for support for tanking, yes. I still think that tank is going to be the hardest role to fill, mostly because the pruning affected tanks the least. So by relative comparison, DPSing and healing got significantly easier, but tanking did not. I would say that since the original part of beta, it feels better and definitely less bad. Like, I'm less scared because originally in beta, tanks felt kind of weak, but they've buffed a lot of them since then, like a lot. So we feel a little bit comparatively stronger, but the keys are still... We're getting more familiar with the keys now. So you have to understand, like, from my perspective, now I've been playing beta keys for a month or two, and so it doesn't feel that bad because I'm used to them and I know where the damage is and I know what packs to be afraid of and I know how to organize my cooldowns, and so I feel a little bit better with that as well. But for what it's worth, you will not know that when you walk into the new keys because you don't get to practice on pre-patch, and you definitely don't get to practice on a Mythic 0 on Heroic Week. So you're going to walk into the first week of Mythic Plus, and I think that your pugs are definitely... You'll have a lot of tank deaths, and I don't think that'll be good for the game. I think the second that there are a lot of tank deaths in WoW, people start flaming and tanks start getting really pissed off. Because that nobody likes that, right? Like, if the tank dies in a key, your DPS have a bad time, your healer has a bad time, everyone has a bad time. So relatively speaking, power level wise, it's still way easier to mess up on a tank than it is any other role. So I do think the affix was the absolute biggest change. If you don't know this, there's an in-game routing affix now. So like, you don't have to think about the route as a tank player. Very omega giga change. Unbelievably good change. Can't believe it took them this long to put it in, actually. But there is an in-game, basically, MDT that highlights the mobs you need to be aware of. Amazingly good change. Very almost upset that they haven't put this in already. However, it is only for lower keys. It does not exist at a higher key, and they just need to change that. They need to iterate on that system, make sure the routes are actually half decent, and then they need to have it as a toggle, because that is 50% of the tanks don't want to tank because of the pressure of routing. So that literally solves it, because you don't have to know the route before you walk into a key. You can literally walk into a key, and it will just highlight what you need to pull. This is an amazing change, man. Super, 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 super good. Okay, timer is good right now. Yeah, yep. Yeah, 100%. And that actually will help as well, because if the packs are highlighted and your DPS sort of know like what they're doing and what you're going to pull, it will really help with aggro. Kind of. To be fair, sometimes they zug, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Like, that's still going to happen. Sometimes they just zug, and it is what it is. But overall, I think we can pull this into the next pack. I think we're okay. Let's do it. Let's go into here. Hard pull, but should be all right. I don't need any healing. Still mostly tank them. I'll vortex when they come in. We're just going to have to dodge. This is actually can be a very toxic pull. Nice AMS. Beautiful. I thought I suspected we're still going to get flamed. You're going to... Tanks knowing the route and the in-game system highlighting it is a W step in the right direction. The reason that I made that video and was so ecstatically excited about it was because it was a move to help tank players, and they just haven't done anything to help tank players in a long time. That being said, it's a start, not an end. Like, they need to iterate on it, make it better, and then we'll have a W system. You see? I didn't need those snipers, by the way. The Apex Thunder when it's fundamentally terrible, it should be scraped. Okay, we're back on the Windwalker train. Haha. Did you know that make sense, though? Because, like, they need to make sure that it's actually... The community itself kind of needs to change in order for tanks to not just get giga-flamed whenever something goes wrong. Like, it does feel really bad as a tank player because you're just like anyone else, man. Like, you're just trying to have a good time in the key. Straight away, the issue with that is DPS will have no idea how to tank or what to do because they're wrecking keys. Think about it like this. Kevin, here's the question, all right? I'm a tank player, yeah? Illuminos is a tank player. Dusk Warden has tanked before. So if we want to tank, we'll just have to focus and lock in a little bit more. But we can do it, yeah? If you're a tank player, how long have you been tanking for? Probably a long time, like a while. So if we want to tank, it's just like, okay, we'll send it. If we want to tank for a season, we think, okay, we know and we take for granted the fact that, like, we understand how to route or understand how to... There's all these little tank things, okay? But most people, there's zero support for it. Zero. Like, for example, we know not to get hit in the back. Basic tanking skill, you got to keep the mobs in front of you. There is zero indicator with World of Warcraft. This is a spicy take, but I actually think they need to do this. And I'm dead serious about this. There is no indicator as of right now in World of Warcraft when a mob is hitting you from behind. So you have no clue if you are actually taking a lot of extra damage. Now, they could solve that. Think about how easy it would be for them to just add a little indicator, okay? Yes. You don't think about that. You as a tank player are like, well, of course, no duh. Like, you just keep the mobs. Not no duh. No one would explain that. You would actually you would just be like, wow, these mobs really hurt. And you would have zero understanding of the fact that you're a warrior or a paladin and you're getting hit in the back. Or you're a demon hunter and you're not able to parry anything. Like, whatever it is. So little things like that would go oh, I got stunned. I'm not going to die, am I? No. Oh, I got stunned again. It's okay. Barkskin's up. Hi, pre-Barkskin. My bad. So, yeah, exactly, though, because you didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, and that guy had the auto attack. That guy was, oh, my God, Throne of Tides mentioned. Oh, Throne of Tides. Oh, that was not a fun dungeon. Oh, bad memories. What's up, Paul, by the way? Hello. Oh, my God, that was not a fun dungeon. I had anti-committed that from memory. I had purged the fact that Throne of Tides was a Mythic Plus dungeon from my memory, and I just remembered it. God, that Flame Shock boss with a double Dispel healer profile on top of the fact that it clapped tanks was an atrocity. No, I hated that dungeon. It was not a good... It was a cool dungeon visually, but God, it was not a good Mythic Plus dungeon. No, there were so many problematic pulls. The bleeds. Oh my... Do you remember the Snapdragon bleed? Ooh... Do you remember that? Do you remember the dragon packs where they were just, you had to like giga omega cooldown it or just have some sort of caught because it just, like the bleeds would stack on the tank so fast and the healer if they didn't know how to help the, oh my God. Yeah, yep. And that boss, the bleeds themselves, I mean, that's already enough, but the bosses had so many issues. Oh, Throne of Tides. Oh, not a fun dungeon. Anti-fun, not cool. I did not like that place. All right, 19 Floodgate felt pretty easy, to be honest, though. The Gauntlet, I mean, there was so many problems. Yep. Because basically there was a lot of tech for that dungeon, so at higher keys in Borderline, it was easier because people understood it. But in lower keys, people didn't know the mechanics, and there was just a ton of mechanics that you didn't know. The very first boss, even the AoE, people didn't know how to line up for it. I mean, there was just like a lot of little things about that dungeon. Yeah, the small E's, the last boss circles, you have to take them out instead of in, or like all this stuff. There was a whole Throne of Tides was. To be fair, is there actually a worse Mythic Plus dungeon than Vortex Pinnacle? Vortex has got to be high up on the list. I'll just soak mine, it's fine. Vortex is high up there. Grim Batol being maybe the worst for tanks, but you'll take Throne on Grim Batol. Grim Batol being a tough one. But what about Underrot? I didn't love Underrot, but I don't think it's that bad. Also, do you have any idea how I can make the buff bar from this cooldown manager show? Yeah, like this. I don't actually play with cooldown manager because I don't really like it. But if you do have cooldown manager on, like this, yeah, you just go like this. Vortex was quite fun. You think so? I think Vortex was pretty bad, but maybe not that bad. All right, so if I'm going to edit the cooldown manager, I think what you're asking for is this. When I go here, I want to go to buffs. And then these bars, I can put an ability here. So like my ironfur over here, I can move that bar right there. That makes sense? Yeah. It is the only bar it's not showing. So what you want can make the buff bar. And it's driving me nuts. You know if there's any script that can be run? Wait, Paul, is this what you're asking for? Just like this bar here? Keep in mind, I don't really play with cooldown manager. I just prefer my screen without it, no joke. My boss timeline refuses to work. I've heard that, though. Vortex over lower and upper Karazhan. I liked upper Karazhan was fine, but lower Karazhan was really tough. Not a huge lower amazing guy. I didn't like lower Karazhan. So basically, if I actually do enable this and then I go edit it, I can take the bars and put them here. No, edit mode. But I just have it off because I have it memorized at this point. And if I macro ironfur, it's fine. I don't really mind it. Like 21k is decent. It's good enough damage. Like we were gonna time that. I felt okay with it though. I have enabled, just disappeared. I'll call it a pre-patch bug. If you tell me that something is bugged, I'm gonna be like, you know why? Pre-patch. That's why. Like it is that simple actually. Probably pre-patch. Give them a day or two. The main thing is, all right. You were asking the drama of yesterday. Still, we can revisit this point because controversy. Should the people who are exploiting gear be banned, yes or no? That's the question. The people who are exploiting gear, should they be not even temp banned, or what should Blizzard do? And that's because it came up again. Which gear? I can't understand it. So, Tygo, here's what happened. There is a vendor that sold gear that was very clearly not scaled. So it does, to clarify, 5,000% more damage. Not like 500. 5,000% more damage. Okay? That's crazy. They're doing like plus 50 key levels and they're triple timing it. Like literally triple timing plus 50 priority. 5-0. Crazy, man. 24-hour ban, take away the shit, no need for more. I don't even know if the temp ban is... I don't think that it's temp bannable, but at the same time, I understand if it is. Boom. By the way, Crim, Meat, Cable. He was the DK who just left. He's an app. Hold on. He is. I'm gonna glaze Cable for a second. He's an absolutely fabulous guy. Very nice. This girl used the gear to farm all the mythic mounts, and to be fair, yes, Ray. So I think that the mounts are probably the biggest thing. Like raid, you should not ever bug out a mythic end boss. That's a bad idea, right? Like, yeah. You gotta definitely change the drop rate of that mount pretty, like right now. I'm actually surprised they didn't do that. No, doesn't that normally happen anyways with pre-patch? Don't they do that? Where's this vendor? So the vendor was patched, and this is actually one of the problem. Hold up. This is one of the problems, man. They patched the gear. You can't get the gear anymore. But you know what you can do is keep the gear if you already had it. As far as I know, they haven't removed the gear from people, man. And it's like, they haven't done that. And that is the real big problem. That is no good. Because now, if you didn't get it beforehand, you have now fallen off. You can't do that, though. Yeah. So the vendor is gone. You can't get it anymore. But the people who had it already still have it. That's so interesting, isn't it? Isn't that a bad thing? Because now it's a FOMO thing where it's like, oh, I wish I would have had it. All right, 20 Halls of Atonement, shall we? 20 halls. You want to go that far? I think we could probably try 20 halls, and if we fail it, that's fine. This would be a daunting key beforehand. Sam, you want to keep playing? We're just chilling today. It does. Okay, so in a way, Tygo, I kind of agree with you. I saw that, and I was like, haha, that's kind of funny. Like, I honestly saw it, and I was like, it's pretty funny. I thought it was kind of, I laughed. I genuinely did. Well, I was like, that's pretty funny. Tank a key with your UI hidden. Hold up. What's this? You want me to do a full this, though? To run a 20 floodgate. Got a little one at the moment. On time. Thank you. Yo, what's up, Splotch? Yes, if you show up with over 30 in your Raider IO tooltip, everyone knows you're a cheater. That's true. I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? Like, you're not doing... I think with Prepatch, you could probably reasonably do a plus 23, 24, 25. But obviously, if you have more than a 30, you have clearly cheated. You know, they're still using it. That deserves more than a 10 pan. They are still using it right now. Like, when I logged in this morning, I saw that the keys went from 43 to 53. That's pretty massive. That is kind of awesome. That's a lot. Should we just grab this Storm Rage dude, Devour Demon Hunter? Do we care? Does anybody want to come DPS, by the way? We have a DPS spot open. Please, could you tell me the add-on you were using for the markers and ready check? Yeah, Dax is very easy. That one's super easy. This one here. This one? This was just method raid tools. I don't know if they have it for midnight. To be fair, unsure if it is available for midnight. But yeah, it's really easy. You just basically, it's just MRT. You just go to Marks bar, literally, and hit enable. Is that bar right there. And then you can mark targets or just world marker. I have world markers bound, to be fair. And you should do this as a tank. It's kind of nice. If you're ever a leader of your group in any way, it's kind of nice to just have these. You can do like Shift E, Shift R, Shift Y. That's what I have. Just like Shift E is green. And I can mark things really easily like this. But you can also technically do it from this add-on here. How do you make it the marks bar? Oh, Ray, man, if I knew how to answer that, I would have had a much easier life. You know what I mean? Legit, if you know the fight, this is like normal heroic difficulty, though. Yeah, I know. It is kind of crazy, though. Mine's tiny as fuck, relatable. Do you think gameplay could be made to feel better without adding layers of... Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Delineus, for me, well, in general, simplicity is not anti-fun, and complexity is not more fun. Big difference. Should we just take this guy? I don't really mind. Just take whoever. He's a devourer. It's fine. We'll just game. Complexity and simplicity are not what define fun. And this is incredibly important to clarify. You might not know that. And people were worried that Midnight will prune things to the degree that it doesn't feel good. But I don't think that's true. Like, Midnight feels giga fun. I will say that DPS and healing feel a little bit slower to me than tanking. I think that there are some healers that will actually feel no good for some people. I think if you're a Resto Shaman main, you're rightfully a little bit salty. That makes sense. Because if you like the in-depth complexity and you want a game and, you know, at the same time, though, feels like garbage. VDH feels awesome. I think that it's so hard to make these statements about WoW because WoW, by nature of it being World of Warcraft, is polarizing. You have people who say, man, you know what I absolutely love? The simplicity of Guardian Druid. I love macro ironfur, never think about things. That's my favorite way to play. And you have other Guardian Druids who say, no, it's way too boring. I hate playing Guardian Druid. And the only way I want to play it is if they make more complexity. Please add more buttons to Guardian. Like, there's two different playstyles, and both of them are 100% valid. That's the problem with every single spec, you know, is that there's no new moves or new ways to play. To be fair, DPS damage. Okay, to be fair, DPS, I don't want to call you out, but I'm going to call you out just a little bit. You're playing Mountain Thane Prot Warrior primarily. So That spec feels, they didn't change that at all. Like Mountain Fame Prot Warrior is literally Mountain Fame Prot Warrior. To be fair, the rest of the specs to me feel different. Warrior Tank does not feel different. But a lot of other things feel quite different. Combining Judgment Hammer Wrath feels like garbage. I'll never play Prot Pally again. I think Prot Pally feels pretty good right now. It has, just like it does based on seasons, it has a different preference on your priority for globals, whereas right now, because of your tier set, you hit Blessed Hammer over Judgment and AoE, and then you would change that. No problem. Yeah. Like, I think that's a tough one because, again, some people really like that or dislike it, depending, though. Yeah, I'm about to say, I kind of like that as well. Because Hammer of Wrath, if you were a good Prot Pally, you never hit Hammer of Wrath anyways. You're not supposed to. Barely. Like, if you, right now on retail, Hammer of Wrath should be like 1% of your damage or less. People's first... Exactly. Now, that is why I agree with you 100%, Atlantic. You are absolutely right. It shocked me like crazy. It shocked me... Oh my god. When I didn't realize that Prepatch was not going to have Apex talents. And then I realized it the day before. I was like, wait a second. Not only do you not have Apex talent, but you also have 3 less hero talents. You don't have your last row of hero talents. And then I realized, bro, these are the new tier sets, first of all. The real Dax just subscribed. Yo, what's up? Thank you for the Prime sub. But that's a big mistake. I agree with you. Because I've been playing beta for 2 months. And all of the like literally 70% of the tuning on beta was for the Apex talents. They specifically tuned around the Apex talents. So if they take away the Apex talents, the specs are going to feel kind of bleh. Right? That's what I was thinking. When I found out too, I was thinking the same thing. That there was no Apex. It was weird. What's up, Caleb? Thank you for keys. Woo. Yeah. Well, I'm the GOAT. But thank you. It's funny you mentioned that. Sometimes I find myself on the edge of a cliff. I just wake up and I'm like, whoa, how'd I get here? So you might be right. Do you think Automarker will be back? No. Maybe. Good question, Ray. Unsure. On Devour, I can't even cast Collapsing Star. So Devour is a weird thing because that's obviously super hype and people are very excited to play Devour. But if you've played beta, then you know the Apex talent for Devour sort of makes or breaks that spec. So it's very, very weird that people are playing it without the Apex talent because it fundamentally changes it, you know? I do think it's all of that is just, it combines into one factor, which is just, how interesting, you know? Yo, we've raised $12 for the in real life shit. That can be whenever. There's no rush because that means we have to go outside. But out of curiosity, Dusk, have you ever been to Thailand? You're newer to my stream, newish. If you're new to my stream, have you guys ever been to Thailand? And if not, what is the one thing you'd want to see in Thailand? I was thinking about the next in real life Thai stream. You love the outside? Only if you're there, Kato. Ooh. Was that Riz? Am I learning? I have not, but I do Muay Thai. I would love to go train. Muay Thai here is different than Muay Thai in other countries. Thai people are insanely tough. No. Careful about that, Dusk. Muay Thai here is insane. Used cars. How often do people confuse Thailand and Taiwan? A lot. Literally a lot. Unbelievable. Like a lot. Like, wait, used a ton. People always say, oh my God, I love Taiwan. I'm like, no. That's not different country, man. It happens a lot. Yo, could we do 20 Halls of Atonement? I don't know if this is accessible or not. I've never tanked a 20 Halls of Atonement. Be kind of exciting. Yesterday, so close why people say Mythic Plus is now destroyed. It's not destroyed, but it's certainly... It just depends. I think that Mythic Plus is a system that is so driven by competitive score that people really have a weird perspective on it sometimes, man. No, I'm serious. Like, Mythic Plus is a system where, you know, the integrity of it is so important to people, but that's kind of a bait. Hold on, let's do the key in a second. But, like, you know, let me go on this rant first before I start this, man. Same here with Slovakia and Slovenia really mean. I agree. Completely Onos. I definitely know what the difference between those two countries are. Yes. Of course. I know geology. How long have you lived in Thailand? 8 years now? A long time, surprisingly, man. You never... No, I've heard of one of them. No, that's not true. I've heard of at least one of them before, though. No. I've heard of... I will use the... Hold on. Well, thank you for loving Taiwan. I like, to be fair, the Taiwanese milk tea is kind of where it's at. Taiwanese milk tea is good. I asked a Thailand question. So actually real is an urban legend. Dusk Warden, do I have you on Discord? Geology is great. Love that in math class. Yeah. Thank you, Shahari, for getting that funny joke that I said. I like that joke. It's a good one. I said that one seriously, and I didn't realize that I had messed up geography with geology, and I've kind of kept it ever since because I think it's really funny. I feel like they've arrived dancing. Milk tea is just sugar water. Don't at me. I will at you because milk tea is... I used to be called channel Mr. Bubble Tea. That was my name for a long time at different cosplay events because I used to work for cosplay companies and work for different things. And I would drink bubble tea all day. And I would buy bubble tea for people. So people started calling me Mr. Bubble Tea. All right, bet. Let's go. I'm in your Discord. I will send you a photo of me modeling on a beach around 8 years ago, closer to when I first moved here. Almost now. Have fun in purgatory for 3 months. Thank you. It's like 2 months until midnight. All right, let's see how hard this is. I'm kind of curious. Do we think this is going to be hard? Are we going to fail this, or are we getting this one? Unsure. Okay, thrash these guys. Make sure that I don't lose aggro right away. Just have thrash ticking. That was an improper gather. I mean, I see my health bar moving. I don't not see my health bar moving, to be fair. I know Frost probably did like a 20 already. I haven't, so I'm just like slightly aware of the fact that maybe this will be hard. I'm going to get this one over here. Perfect. And then I wait to CC. I'm not going to send my Vortex early because I want to stop the little guys from running. I will stay on the Obliterator. I have a bunch of stacks, but no problem. Get that kick. Perfect. Vortex now. Perfect Vortex. Nice. Typhoon them all together. They're going to stay trapped here so they don't pull the Gargoyle. I'm remembering how to do this key, man. Yeah. I know. I'm not that worried about it, though. Prepatch has made people way stronger. Yes, but I don't know why. It partially might just be because some stuff is bugged. Like, it's hard to say what is a bug and what is just that we're actually stronger and what is to say that I'm actually good at playing Guardian Druid. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, because I never really pushed this season. I stopped months ago. So I never got to test the limit of what I could or could not do on Guardian, right? No, Kato, not by a long shot. I don't play the game that seriously. I'm way too chill for that, though. How's the Ironfur macro? Pretty good. This is a 20 Halls of Atonement. I mean, I wish I could show you. How can I get this here? I don't know how to get the key thing appearing better. This is a 20 Halls. I'm feeling pretty chill right now. I'm your favorite bear. Thank you. I thought I was much more of an otter, but, you know, after you saying this, maybe I'm wrong. Will Vortex early just for aggro reasons? Whoop, late kick. What's my ping at today? 345. Holy shit. I knew my ping was high. Sometimes I go into keys and I'm like, oh man, I'm missing a lot of globals. Or like, that felt super delayed. I just missed my kick. And then I check my ping and I'm like, oh yeah, it's 345. That makes sense. Who's the coolest Thai living US server? That seems very specific, but you know what? I'm going to agree with you. I agree with you, Dusk. Thank you for saying that. Oops, we did let that one pull. All good. You're a very... thank you. I've been working out. I'm not worried about them enraging. I should be fine. It'll certainly be interesting to play with... why is my ping so high? 368 ping. That's higher than it normally is, but oh well. I'll just call it pre-patch. Let's kill this Houndmaster. I could definitely be routing this better. It's been a while since I've done a... Oh, I almost fell off. The real Dax... Yeah. I would say that a lot of it is just bugged, though. How do you think Blizz will do some changes for the new Demon Hunter? Yes, Addy. And it's weird the fact that Devourer is weak. You're right. It is kind of weak, isn't it? I agree with you, by the way. I thought they would buff it much faster. Also, Pitter, I will, by the way, make a prop paladin guide. Very soon, probably. That one is going to be soon. Since you macro, you're not using raise. Correct. This is a no raise build. I am actually playing 0 raise right now. You're still playing? Yep. This is a way. I'll probably get a little bit. I haven't macroed to both Thrash and Mangle, but I also have an unmacroed Mangle on my bar in case I need to be res, which is the only thing you need to do in order to fix that and make sure that you have this here, though. Oh, yeah. Keep in mind that what you see on Prepatch is actually straight up not a reflection of what Midnight will be, because this is a buggy, wonderful, fantastic, fun mess. Midnight is going to be a lot better than this. Don't worry too much. Try not to, at the very least. Really try hard. Yeah. But it is fun. But just remember that this is not a reflection what you have with your UI, what you have with this. Like, don't worry about it too much, though. Along the war within. No. So here's the thing. When you sim Guardian Druid, it'll tell you that macroing Ironfur is dead. When you look at the new version of it with the Apex Talon and all this, you will do a little bit less damage. Hey, come. You know what? That's kind of okay. Can I be honest with you? That's fine. Tank damage is not that high anyways. So if you do, and I'm talking maybe you'll do 10% less, maybe you'll do 20% less, maybe you'll do 30% less. That's fine. It's just a different perspective that I have because I find playstyle to be the #1 priority for me. My priority in World of Warcraft is not playstyle. It's just, do I have fun playing this way? Does it work? And the work thing for a tank is weird because a lot of people think that tanks have to be these absolute DPS cannon machines. And if you don't take the 2% DPS increase, then you're trolling. And it's like, yeah, but that's not going to make or break the key level that I do. Not until a very specific key. Oh, yeah, don't we pull these guys now? I'm sorry. I forgot you're supposed to pull these. This is like part of the route adaptation. And then you just all Vortex Typhoon so they don't actually get cast off. And then you go like that. Yeah. My bad. It's been it's been a hot minute since I've done this key. Been a while. It's been like a few months. I'm just kind of remembering the route as I go. Yeah, but so honestly, that's kind of okay. And you can still macro Ironfur. The actual result of how much less damage you do, I am not sure. I'll get back to you, but I'll test it. I don't think any other Guardian Druid will test it simply because they're going to be really trying to get as much damage as they can. You know, it's all good, man. Yeah, the Apex Talon for Guardian fundamentally changes your rotation a lot, actually. Like, it changes it quite a bit, but it's not the end of the world. It will change it when you play with Raise because it'll echo. And right now, that echo is very bugged, so it feels more impactful than it should, though. Why would you do? Because they remove Thorns of Iron. Thorns of Iron being removed is kind of the biggest change for Guardian and fundamentally changes the spec on a level that didn't really exist before. So you don't do damage by... Yeah, you don't actually do damage anymore by casting Ironfur. Hence, it is technically a DPS loss to cast. But sometimes tanks are super weird, man. They have this weird mentality where it's like, oh, it's a DPS loss to send my major defensive. I won't send it. It's like, yeah, but then you'll die. And so the balance is you have to live before you can do damage as a tank. If you, in fact, let me just see how hard this is going to hit me on a 20. It's probably going to be fine. I SI 1 and then I'll rotate back. I'll soothe 1 on cooldown and I should be fine. Just frenzied regen here. That Demon Hunter, he is actually doing fairly good damage. I think this is the best Devour I've seen thus far. I wonder what build he's playing or what he's doing differently. He is doing some damage, isn't he? But why? So does that make sense? So right now, Thorns of Iron, when you macro it, does like pretty significant amount of your damage, but it won't upcoming. So we pull these to the side. I remember the route here. You don't want to pull the casters. We'll get a DK probably to grip that because Sam is always on top of things. Nice. Beautiful. And then we fight this dude. Perfect. This feels pretty chill right now. I mean, this feels like people are taking damage, like maybe like a 17 or something. Doesn't feel like a 20, though. It doesn't feel like crazy too hard. Yeah. You share the no rate? Yeah, it's in my Discord. I will say, let me update it after this. If you're trying to copy this Guardian Druid build I'm playing, it is in the Discord, but let me update it. I need to update it a little bit. It's important. Yeah, you want them Frost? Okay. I was going to pull them all into boss, but we can get some for funnel now. That's fine. Yep, that's fine. Makes sense. So we have the other ones for funnel later on boss. The other side. During the RP, we go fight one of the Houndmasters, if I remember correctly, and then we go... That'll be full percentage, so we don't have to pull the left caster on the triple Stoneborn pull after first boss. I'm remembering. It's somewhere in my head that all this information is. So you macroed mine to raise. So if you're playing Illune's Chosen on pre-patch, raise is weirdly... It doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm serious. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't hit that hard without Apex talent and stuff. So... I don't like RP in dungeons. We'll just go fight this here. And then, do I need both? I can't remember. I'm just going to fight both of these because I have a feeling I needed this guy too, and I just don't really remember. We can keep the other ones for a funnel, and we'll just kill the Houndmasters. I think our timer will be fine, so here we go, though. The damage loss comes from spending too much rage, yes. However, raise is weird, though. I said I'm not one of them. I only went into a key with someone doing it. You're going to be fine. And he did? He got a 7-day suspension? Oh, have they come in with it now? Interesting. So it has happened. All right, OG. Here's the question. He got a 7-day suspension just like right now. I haven't seen any posts about it. Because this morning I logged in and people were still doing it. Oh, so it's happened. So it's begun. The Fire Nation is here. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Get wrecked. I mean... Let me look at this. So, like, you don't have to tell me specifics, but is Guardian Druid good in Midnight? They recently buffed it by 20%, so it will be significantly better, yes. It'll be fine in Midnight. There are other tanks I would be more worried about comparatively to Guardian. All right, pull boss now. Guardian will actually be okay, but the question is, will it be good, like meta good, or is it just going to be okay? And right now, the answer is, it's just going to be okay. Like, it's somewhere in the middle of the tank rankings. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's just good. 3 hours ago. Interesting. Can I ask you a question? Did he, like, abuse it, or did he kind of just, like, do a key or two? Was he, like, pushing, was he soloing a plus 30, or was he just sort of, like, oh, haha, I'm going to do, like, a... The one thing is, no one should get a 10... Listen. That shouldn't happen. I actually fundamentally disagree with that. No one should get a temp ban for messing around. He sold up... Okay, so to be fair, that makes a little bit more sense. But no one should get a temp ban if they did it in, like, a 10. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not that egregious to mess around with it. And, like, so solo a plus 10 is not a problem. So I think they have to filter it. What would you say the reasonable key level is? Past a 25? Past a 26? Like, what do you think, though? It was so fun to watch because if I looked at if I got looked at weird in that 29, I died. Yeah, I mean, like, everything will literally one-tap you. For you personally, so, like, my thought process is if they were doing the key level before pre-patch, then it should be fine. But obviously, if it's just, like, no one was doing a 29 was not physically possible before pre-patch. I still think it's kind of a shame, though, that I don't think any 7-day temp ban. I was thinking like a 24-hour temp ban. Dude, 7 days is a lot for World of Warcraft players. That's an entire week. What is he going to do with his time, man? What is he going to do? Does he have a plan? How is he getting through the next week? A whole week of withdrawal. That's withdrawal territory for WoW players. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a long time, man. I've been seeing a lot of Resto Shamans. Are they doing good? This one's doing good. He has to rediscover what grass is. Terrible. That's so rough. Tell your guildie I feel for him. Honestly, I don't think that Blizzard should have banned for it, but I would be very curious. How good are they going to be about it? There was a bug. Do you remember a while ago? There was a bug. It wasn't a very big one, but outlaw rogues could attack a critter before the key and stack this buff beforehand, though. Talking about you see my name with him, and I was like, no, you're fine, dude. Don't. I'm actually of the opinion that pre-patch is supposed to be a buggy mess, and honestly, it sounded like good fun, and I wanted to do it. Just because, like, why not? Like, it's not because of score or because of resilient keys. Like, I was going to do it because why not? Seems like a funny thing to do, right? Like I don't know. My perspective is just like, oh, that would be hilarious, and I don't see why. Like, you know what I mean, though? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think in a weird way, it might just be funny. So okay, if he got I haven't heard anyone else talk about this though. They should put you on house arrest for the week and let you stay in your house in game. A week is a long time. I was expecting 24 hours, if that. And I thought really what they would do is they would just be like, okay, guys, no. And then they would simply just like remove the items and take away the keys. And they would just revert the keys. That's kind of what I thought would happen, but I'm surprised. I am genuinely surprised, actually. Reminder, this EC build I don't think is exactly the one I posted before. There's a few spec tree points I got to change, so let me just update it right after this key. Remind me to repost this build in Discord. I find hey, if we time a 20 Halls of Atonement, does that prove that this build works? Yes or no? If I time this key, this is a 20 Halls of Atonement with a no raise macroed ironfur build. Can we just say that it works? No one's exploiting in this key. This is a real key. I feel like that's a pretty fair, significant. Like, it's like, hey, I think this is going well. I sent the image of what he sent me. All right, bet. I'm kind of curious. I pulled a little extra than what I needed to. That's fine, though. No. I don't know what other tanks are doing on pre-patch. I'm kind of curious. I don't know how to compare my damage overall with what other tanks are doing right now, though. Oh, if you're carried by Devour. No. Like, he's not carrying that hard. I mean, the overall damage looks like this right now. I'm at 25, 26k. I don't know what other tanks are doing. Oh, I vortexed early, my bad. We'll have to actually watch the runners now. Might as well also save my vortex for 30%. All right, thank you for clarifying, though, Mad Monk. Now I know that you're a rule. I got you. Don't worry. Because I was thinking before this. I saw that plus 29 on Raider.io, and I was like, psh, unbelievable. I can't believe Mad Monk would do this. I can't believe that you would do this, though. It's not that disgusting without the Apex. The Apex for certain tanks are not equivalent, just so you know. Like, it's actually interesting, because without the Apex, we can't... This is not an applicable information of what I think it's good now. That was a sneeze death to those mobs. Like I said, they looked at you funny and it was over. All right, let's see if we do mechanics right. I think this boss will still absolutely kill you if you don't do mechanics right. Do you have a focus macro that places a raid marker? You mean this one? Like a green marker like this? Beta pal? Like a world marker like that? Resto Druid question. When you're in because of Resto Druid, do you remember what was your top 3? It's regrowth. It was literally regrowth. Was a solid... The first heal by far was regrowth. Apex talent wasn't as high. It was high with the 1 week before it was nerfed. Nature's Bounty before it was nerfed was literally the second. It was like regrowth, Nature's Bounty. What was the third one? I only remember the first top part of Resto Druid. I remember the first. I don't remember the other in order of what they were. I mean, Rejuve was on there because I was using it as an amp. I was thinking I was overusing it a little bit. Life Bloom was on there with the Apex talent. I think it was just basically like Regrowth and Swift Mend and Nature's Bounty, the new talent. Those are my top heals on Resto Druid. I did a key on live. Top 3 were Rejuve. Regrowth should be significantly higher than that. You're probably overcasting Rejuve if it wasn't like that, though. I'm lurking. Yo, thanks for hanging out, Dusk. I hope that they change Windwalker to the point that you're happy with it. You seem to be a good representative of the spec. And if these buffs were not enough, I hope that they take one more look at it. Whoops. We're getting clapped. Big defensives. Yep. That is actually a... That was all res. Fair Spirit Link. No problem. We have the res. All right. We got to get through this boss, though. Remember, that was our last res, so... No, you're good. You're good. I can't read party chat for some reason. It's not appearing for me. Okay, so I'm going to War Stomp this one. We're going to grip some of the ones to the side in. Careful. I'm going to roar for people so they can get even faster with the circle here. Come out, though. Starting to get bored watching YouTube and K-Presser video, and I was like, I'm going to stick around. Oh, thank you, Mad Monk. I'm a new WoW content creator, you know. I haven't actually been doing this for that long. it's still wild to me. Like, I was collabing with some people, like even the people I'm collabing with right now. I'm with Arson. He's a Giga Aflock, but he's been playing Aflock for, I don't even know how many years at this point. A lot. And only Aflock. It's very impressive, to be honest. That's dedication to a spec, you know? We're playing with Sam, the Frosty K we're playing, but have you been playing the same spec for that long? It is crazy how long the history of this game is insane. But it's just crazy to me to think about playing one spec for that long. Because I'm an altaholic. Like, I'm a crazy altaholic, though. Where did you find Krim? Krim found me a long time ago. And then one day Krim said, yo, I don't want to be offensive, but can I mention in your stream that I'm streaming? And I was like, yeah, of course, of course. It doesn't bother me when people do that. I know that some streamers are like super anti self-promotion stuff, but like, I don't know. It's cool. Like, enjoy your stream. Not use Apex on take us for a bear. Not that troll, Delinius. People will argue this, and I'm going to get a lot of hate. I swear I'm going to get literal amounts of hate in the Guardian Druid community, okay? People are going to be very, very unhappy with me for saying this. But I've tested it, and I have done keys on beta, and I have tested it again. And I'm telling you, not that troll. Kind of troll, but not that troll. You will just do much less damage, which is okay. I'm seriously, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. I already got some hate just by saying you should macro ironfur on retail, but like, I'm going to get a lot more. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying. All right. I'm just going to accept it because I really think that you don't have to play a specific way to min-max your damage on a tank. If you can live and you can have aggro and you're not going to be trolling your group by just playing the way you want to play Guardian, that's fine. And the EC build of macroing does currently, it is less it's worse on beta than it is on pre-patch because the Apex talent and the new tier set as well really buffs Raze. But the truth is, absolutely fine up until a pretty high key level. You will even see me play it sometimes. I don't mind. 11 minutes. Should we get this down a little bit or should I pull this into boss? Is this actually a go safe and just time the 20 for fun, or are we gonna... I feel like you could pull this into boss. I'm not gonna die. We have a DK who really is good with his grips. That was one grip right there. I think you could pull this into boss still. That's what people are used to. I think we just keep the route the same. But I do think I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that because, you know, people sim and they really are interested in a min-max version of gameplay that I might not be. And I'm okay with that, though. Hey, by a nasty ice storm. Ooh. Cape, you didn't get in trouble for the exploit, right? You shouldn't have. Yeah, this is a 20 Halls of Atonement. But it's pre-patch, to be fair, so it's not like pre-patch. Yes, I know you can't see the level, and I should really change that. I should get something to make you see it, though. Yeah, it's a 20. This is a plus 20 right now. That's why I've been a little focused. I'm coming from more of the Lich King. On every tank, yes. On retail, every tank is viable. The people who, like, I'll make a tier list. Keep in mind, I like tier listing. I think it's giga content. I think it's fun. I get to talk about the game, and as a new, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a brand new World of Warcraft channel. How are people gonna find me if I don't make tier lists? You're literally, if you're a content creator, you are actually trolling yourself if you don't make tier lists. I'm just gonna be real. Like, that's the honesty, because I'm just way too autistic to lie to you. People will be like, nah, like, we have to. No, it's like, clearly because that's what everybody wants. You got to give the people what they want. That's the truth of it. So anyways, but hopefully my tier list, what they can do is they can be a chance to talk about the game. And I really, really want to make it so clear that it's like everything will be fine. You can play anything. If I rank something low, it's because of a meta conversation. But I try really hard to just let people know that it's like, hey, you're going to be okay. This is a conversation. It's not the end-all, be-all. If you're not the top-rated tank on the tier list, like, you're still going to be able to play the game, you know? Is After the Wildfire good? It's bugged, first of all, on beta. On pre-patch, it's okay, you know? You cool Asgami Hero Academia, first of all, amazing show. Unbelievably good show. No spoilers, OG Mad Monk, but, like, that's the type of show that I wish children grew up with. Right? I think about children a lot these days, and I really, actually, genuinely think, like, I want kids to grow up watching My Hero Academia. Yeah, because I grew up with Naruto. Exactly. Like, I grew up with Naruto, right? However, we don't have that anymore. Like, you just don't grow up with a show like Naruto. And that taught me how to live. Like, I literally learned how to live my life from that show. And now, the new age of that is My Hero, you know? Hitman Reborn, that's a pretty throwback classic. But, like, so a lot of these old, I hate to say it, but a lot of these older anime just don't have the same animation. They don't have the same draw as, like, Jujutsu Kaisen or this or something else that people are going to prefer. And I find that to be kind of sad, by the way, but it's true that a lot of these older shows, like, you can't actually get this, you know? Is getting that will lead into Boruto. That would be cool. I did not hear that, actually. I would totally watch it. To be fair, I do have a hard time with Boruto. I wanted to love it, and I'm a pretty positive guy. But, bro, what the fuck? With respect. With respect. But also, bro, what? How and why and what happened with that, man? Like, they were trying to make it appealing for the new generation. Like, clearly that's what they were trying to do. So they were like, yo, I hate my dad, and I hate my mom, and my life is pain, and everything is so depressing. I'm just going to go live my very spoiled life and then eat a hamburger. And I was like, bro, what? Like, the whole story, that's like the antithesis of Naruto. And I get that I don't know, I thought they did a weird job with the direction they took Boruto in was just not really for me, let's say. You know, I didn't feel a lot of joy watching it, and I didn't feel like I wasn't watching a show about anyone overcoming anything, you know. And I was every time I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, I felt almost like I needed to go in and yell at him all the time. I think that's what they were going for. To be fair, they did a good job. Like, that's kind of what they were trying to do, and I actually respect them because they did such a good job that I was like, that I hated him. It's kind of like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. You know, characters like that, they're supposed to make you hate them. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's actually means they did a really good job if you don't like them. So you can only applaud them and start clapping and be like, yo, that was amazing. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I'm excited. If there's new Shippuden episodes and actual Naruto episodes, I'm down. They also had to arbitrarily nerf everyone, and I was a little weird. Like, how come, like, all the people were so much weaker? That was some weird stuff, though. You average 25 KDPS in a 19 Gambit. That's pretty good. So that's, like, just a little bit higher than what I'm doing right now. So that's, like, pretty reasonable compared to Brew and Bear. My group buff is slightly more valuable. I'm fine with this. Like, I'm not doing no damage. Keep in mind that I'm fairly geared, right? Like, I'm effectively max geared shy of 2 things, but there was no redemption. Just filming. I was genuinely impressed with the writing. It was just rage bait. Damn. All right, remember, defensive, don't die. You might get one tapped on a 20, I'm not sure. Surprisingly, no one got one tapped. All right, I'll take these 2, and we're good to go. Wow. So Wildfire, to clarify, by the way, if we take a look at my healing done, it's a heavily nerfed version of it. But if I look at overall, it's not that high. It's on the group, and remember that a lot of that is on me. But the idea here is Wildfire is unfortunately a very nerfed version of its former self. I was tracking it originally and like planning the AoE heal, but it's kind of lackluster. I find that to be a little sad because I really like the Guardian Druid off heal. However, I will show you something else. Wildfire is lackluster, but Dream of Cenarius is not. That shit is like a little lay on hands that you can do for your DPS as a druid. So as long as I carry this proc with me, I need to refresh the duration. I will show you this Dream of Cenarius proc, by the way. All right? Listen. Here, all you have to do is this. So watch this. I'm going to heal my healer. I have 5 seconds left of this. I'm going to target him. Watch this. All right, ready? Fucking no one took damage. I was expecting his health bar to move, but unfortunately he didn't take any damage. So never mind. I will not. Don't watch that. I'll show you another time. Basically, though, Dream of Cenarius is actually a cool ability. That is meaningful off-healing on a druid right now. You know what else if I actually wanted to greed single target damage? I bet you I could be using a non-macroed. Like, I could be casting Maul on single target, and that would probably be still like a DPS gain. Maybe. Over the Mangle. Not sure, actually. Sunspecs are doing quite good now. Windwalker. So have you seen a good Windwalker? Because I was told the Windwalker monks were like, they were okay. Is Red Moon... No, it's bugged. It's too bugged to actually test. I've tested it a few times because it was an interesting ability, Delineus, but it's weird. It's one of those... It's going to look a lot better on Sims because it's an extension button. So some people will be able to extend it much further. Overall, probably not. Like, maybe in Raid. Like, it's a Raid talent. But probably not in Keys because it actually replaces Moonfire, which is weird. Nice, nice job. Yo. Shao, resubscribe. 10 months. Whoa. Thank you for the 10 months. Yo, I haven't logged into Twitch in months. Didn't even know I was even subbed. I don't mind, though. Have you been resubbed without realizing it? Well, thank you for subbing without realizing it. I appreciate it. The subs help. Hey, Shao. Are you excited for midnight? Are you going to come back for midnight? GG's. That was feel good. That felt decent. That felt decent for a 20. That didn't feel that hard, actually. Easy 20. Where can I find the best beta talent builds? So, Wreck-It. For what spec? There are a few specs that I can tell you, and I have some builds linked in my Discord. Other specs, not so much. And remember, not the same as Prepatch. Beta, Prepatch, not the same. That's at least something. I remember how much I used to love. Yeah, exactly. Because you actually could plan it for Windwalker. I'd have to ask Dusk, and he's not here right now. There is a Windwalker who's really good, and he hangs out. But I haven't seen this play. AF last night. Oh, have you... Wait, Shao, are you an AF player? Do you know who Arson is? The guy we're playing with right now? Do you know who Arson is? If you're an AF lock, you would know Arson, yeah? Literally the Giga AF lock. If you don't, let me introduce you just because, like, I've played a little AF lock on beta. I just sort of enjoy the spec. My dude is a literal master at it. He is the OG AF lock. He is like one who I would... If I was going to learn AF lock, I would watch a guide from Arson, to be fair. That's what I would do. Yeah, of course. We're playing with him right now. I hope I can team up with him soon. I think that'd be really cool. All right, so we did that. All right. Now we have a 21 Priory of the Sacred Flame. That seems like it would be way harder, no? 21 Priory, no gear exploit. Interesting. I don't know about that one. That seems like it's going to start pushing the boundaries a little bit. Krim, you think you can heal a 21 Priory? I could tank it. I know I can tank it. So I'm 100% confident in terms of living. You want to try it? I mean, hey, like, if we fail it, we fail it, you know? Shelly and Kalamazoo too? True. You play all the lock specs. I also, you know who I met the other day? Shao was Baby Brain Lock. Yeah, I met Baby Brain Lock. Just I'm worried about the toll. I actually feel, based on how that last key went, I feel like it'll be okay. But, I mean, hey, we could try it if you want. And also do something else, I don't mind. What add-on are you using for... These are base frames. These are actually base frames. Yeah, these are completely base, man. Baby was just in Arson chat earlier. Yeah, they communicate. I'm learning about the Warlocks. He was giving me some tips on demo, which is very good right now on beta. These are the base frames. I just basically go edit mode, party frames. You use raid-style frames, and I'll make them a little bigger, too, because I like my frames bigger. And you just go like this. And then I can make click castings based on the in-game interface. So I go to options, interface, click casting. Boom. And your FPS went hard. So, Shao, if you've been following along with the news, I have unfortunate news for you, which is that add-ons are still very much a thing. I was excited to play with no add-ons. Turns out you will still need add-ons. A lot of them. Actually, you might need more add-ons. Not less. What's up, Malden? Malden, I'm starting to plan the next IRL tie stream, and I was thinking how cool it would be to actually do your temple idea. But I have to think about whether we can do it, though. I'll have to think about where we would go to do it. What's up, Kyre? Yeah. I have to basically, what we have to do is think about which temples would allow us to actually film and live stream on. Try 21 prio? Well, like we probably brick to 20. I'll probably end up installing them back. Yeah, most likely you're going to have to. Yeah, let's try it. Sure. That doesn't hurt to try. Why not? Start a group. 21 Priory. Should I put no gear exploit in the description? Maybe. I want to go one where you can release fish and turtles for karma points. That does sound kind of cool. I really want to play Warlock, but if I drop my mage, my group doesn't have Bloodlust in Midnight. Unfortunate. I was switching them out for 8 months. But you are now a what? Wait a second. You are now a master nuclear engineer. What? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. That's crazy. Time to get outside again. I hear they throw potatoes at people who stay inside for too long. Oh, thank God. I love potatoes. No, Mad Monk. I know. That's why I said no gear exploiters. You can tell based on the item level that they apply. A master's degree. That's super cool. Congratulations, man. That's really cool. That's actually like a huge accomplishment. Nice job. I don't know anything about nuclear engineers. Ollie, yo, what's up, Ollie? Yo, I almost messaged you today, actually. I was going to ask you if you wanted to do some keys, and then I realized that, like, oh, I'm going to be tanking. And if I'm tanking, then you can't tank. But if you ever want to come DPS a key, I was actually going to message you earlier today. Hi, Ollie. I hope you've been enjoying Prepatch. How does your Blood DK feel? That is a Blood DK player right there. She had class colors. Oh, Godspeed like this. Options, interface, right here. Raid frames, display cat colors, that one. For 13 years. That's crazy, man. That's actually insane, Shao. 13 years, a very long time. Yeah, you're welcome. Of course. These are the types of things, God, because I was playing beta for so long, but I didn't use any add-ons on beta, so I had to learn how to do all this without add-ons. Yeah, a work in progress. So nice to see you again. You're always so positive and helpful. Oh, thank you. I try. I was saying earlier, apparently I'd been told, Shao, that somebody were just watching my stream while they were at work, and I've gotten a lot of comments that people have turned on my stream just to fall asleep and have me on in the background, and it made me like really happy. Because my entire life, pretty much all I ever wanted was to be somebody who was positive and was more like Naruto and less like Gaara. That's actually what my goal was. In terms of like, if I put it in anime terms, when I was little, I felt like Gaara and I wanted to be more like Naruto. So I remember the first AMV I ever made was Monster by Imagine Dragons, and it was Gaara's life story. I'm genuine. That was the first AMV when I used to make anime music videos. I did for like a few weeks. I only made like 7 or something, but I made a few. The very first one was a Gaara tribute. Back in the day. Because that's how I felt as a kid. I was so dark in there, you know? Hopefully there isn't a swing. I mean, that's how I felt as a kid all the time. Happen to be a BM hunter. Would you rather have a duo priest to give you? Neither. It would be whatever you want to do, though. But you want to see a quick petty update? All right, bet. Keep being yourself is the word. Thank you. I appreciate that, Shao. And congratulations on your... That's like a massive thing to accomplish. Hold up. It's clear on the mean... Wait, what? Direct approval from the... Wait, hold up. Wait, what? Wait. Hope you're... Wait, holy. Wow. Amazing. That is hilarious, now that you mention it. Ask me to run with him and stream with him? Yeah, of course. No problem, Grim. What? There's petty drama in real life. So I don't actually want to talk about it because it's kind of negative. It is quite negative. I feel so superior right now. No, Kitty, it's not. We're not supposed to feel superior. Basically, somebody is cheating everyone. No, like there's just we moved into this house and it's a nice house and we like it, but it's had some problems, man. It's gonna chat with you, enjoy the stream, keep pumping those keys out, will do, mad. I'll probably play pre-patch for maybe a week, like for fun, and then as soon as it stops being fun, I'll go back to beta testing. I want to update the beta tier list, the healer tier list, because the first one I made was like very early on in the beta cycle. There have been a lot of changes, so I need to update that. That information is no longer accurate. I updated the tank tier list, but I have played all the healers on beta 2 a lot. I actually have healed more on beta than I have tanked, believe it or not. As funny as that sounds. Who's your number one healer? On beta, it is very clearly Reslo Druid. Not even close. Reslo Druid is the best healer on beta, bar none by far. That being said, the following healers are up for debate and tuning to be determined. But everybody knows that it's because Reslo Druid, not just by tuning though. What add-ons you say are essential? Shao, that is a good question. And to be honest with you, it's dependent on your playstyle and your preference. Shao, a lot of people will say in World of Warcraft that you have to play one way or the other. I don't agree with that. I actually think that the way to play WoW, the most fun way to play WoW at the very least, is you got to figure out what your level is, set your expectation, and then game accordingly. And what this means is you technically don't need any add-ons. They're less important on Midnight than they are on retail. But some people would say that you absolutely do. Some people would say, no, you have to play with add-ons. They're a competitive advantage. You are absolutely, please. I would love that, Kitty. Can you run a cheesecake up to me? Hold up, a cheesecake. I'm gonna get hand-delivered cheesecake. This is excellent. I would be very down. Thank you. But I'm not a believer in that mentality, Shao, that min-maxing is the only way to play WoW. I think it very much depends. If you want to be competitive, and you ask almost anyone, they'll tell you that at least you need Platinator, which is the new Plater. At least you need this add-on for unit frames. At least you need this. Is he an exploiter? He's fine if he's not. I think he's okay. He looked 169 on the level is fair, right? Need to eat cheesecake. But also, base frame does technically work now. Also, this or whatever. Oh, yes. Hold up. Wait, hold up. I'm getting cheesecake. Amazing.
I wanted to vibe with you.
Okay. Message request. What's up? I'll show you. That's crazy. They did actually apparently temp ban people. What's up? Oh, yeah. That news is crazy, too. The drama and the tea. Well, what is it?
It's a different flavor.
Oh, is it different flavors?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I want to show stream, but
Wait, King. I'll tell you over here. After stream today, if you remind me, I'll probably tell you
Guys,
there, maybe.
look what I
The
did.
drama.
I did 3 flavors of frosting.
This is homemade frosting, too.
The whole thing. This is like the most from scratch thing I've ever made in my life because
Wow.
it's.
Wow.
Yeah,
Lemon,
it's cute, right?
caramel, vanilla. Wow. All right.
So it's like the cream cheese is homemade.
Hold
the
up.
cheesecake is homemade. The caramel is homemade, and both frostings are completely homemade with the cream cheese I made.
Am I winning at life, guys? I feel like I'm winning at life. Hold on. I just timed the 20 Halls of Atonement, and now we're gonna eat homemade custom cheesecake, man.
Yeah.
And also, I am definitely gaining weight
I'm
soon.
curious what you think of the vanilla.
Okay.
I mean, no, the lemon.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you never have like sweet and sour things ever.
That's true.
And so I did the thing where you poke holes, so like it soaks it in a little bit.
Okay. I also want to clarify before I actually take this bite. This is the second
Cheesecake
round
of the day.
that I've had today. This is the second round of cheesecake, not the first. Let's check it.
Yeah, it's cheesecake for breakfast now.
Yeah, I have cheesecake for breakfast now. All right, this is the lemon.
That's the lemon one.
Okay. Okay. It's not as strong as I thought it would be. It's good.
I know you
It's
don't
subtle.
like it too sour, so I didn't make it too sour.
Okay. I taste the lemon. How did you make it?
So
What was the secret? How do you make homemade glazes. Normally, I mean, I know how to make the homemade glaze, but it doesn't taste like this.
No, it's actually really easy. It's just cream cheese, milk, powdered sugar, and then flavor. So that one just has vanilla.
Okay.
So that one will just taste like regular sweet.
Let me try this.
But I like this because it's like it's kind of heavy. Like it's a lot of cream. So it's kind of nice to cut through it. I figured that one would be your favorite.
Fun fact. That was labeled backwards because I can taste it. That's vanilla and that's lemon.
Is that?
Because now that makes way more sense.
Oh,
that is 100%. I was like, because that was what I was expecting. That's punchy.
Nice.
The lemon is definitely my favorite.
Oh, really? Lemon's your favorite?
No. Because I haven't had lemon in like.
Wait, I want to get a bit of the caramel and the lemon together.
Yeah, I sell it, Delinius. That's how I. I gotta do both of them. Okay. How do you think I afford rent?
Caramel makes everything better.
That was good. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna eat 2 of these a day until all of my max lifts goes up, though. It doesn't get much better than this.
I'll show you the picture. I'll post it in Discord, but we literally just have one shelf in our fridge dedicated to cream cheese and cream cheese products now. That was really yummy.
That was very good. You want more?
We have so much more in the fridge. We have so much.
Not as much as you think.
Yeah, no, I know you're going to go through it quickly. I need more of these because I don't want to have to do dishes. So I need to get a bulk order of like these little things.
This is good. This is very good.
Right, enjoy. Don't forget to bring it down later.
Okay.
Otherwise you will have ants again.
Yeah, I did forget to bring it down one day. I spilled some cheesecake, and then I came in here the next day, and I was like, oh my god, ants everywhere. Yeah, I gotta add to the... Dude, that was hilarious. So I've had a little sinus infection recently, and it's like kind of passing. It's getting better each day, but for like a week I've had to blow my nose a lot. So in the middle of stream, sometimes I just mute and I blow my nose a lot. And therefore, I just throw the tissues to my right. Oh shit, cheesecake. But her friend came over one day, 2 days ago. And so it was like toward the end of stream, I just had my tissue pile to the right of my computer desk. And this is a pretty small room. No, I mean, I was blowing my nose a lot. So I just had like a giant tissue pile to the right on the floor to my desk. And then her friend came over and I forgot it was there. So I didn't clean it up before her friend came in the room. And she was like, hi. And I was like, hi. And then I looked right and I was like, oh my God. It's not what you think. It's not what you... I told her, I was like... And I'm just... And I saw that's why I have a sinus infection now. That's why I've been sniffling, you know. I think my heart would give out with that many tissues. I'm not as young and as foolhardy as I used to be, you know. Oh, this is really good. I'm gonna eat this and then we're gonna time this 21 priority. Talon, quit cooking. Oh right, I'm putting Discord. So, this here. Goddamn. Here. Put this in Discord. This is a macroed ironfur, so no raise. It is honestly working very well, by the way. It's not working. And it would work. This same build is actually potentially possible on actual Midnight 2. Prepatch talent builds. Here. Alright. Easy. Done. I gotta tell the Guardian Druid disc that it does work. Oh my god, the caramel is getting all over my facial hair. Wow. Damn. I'm certainly not going to be in a calorie deficit for a while. What you have to realize, by the way, is we got to remember, I can't eat like a normal person can eat. So it's pretty rare that I get to enjoy this. Aoi, do you know that? So my stomach, I have a random genetic thing, and my stomach can't handle food like you can. I have to eat differently. That's good. That was real good. Yep. Let's try a 21 Priory and just see how it goes. Yep. So I can't eat fiber. It basically means that I'm not allowed to have like fruits or vegetables or anything like that, which is obviously a little weird. But I also can't have things like I can have a little bit of it. I just feel pretty bad. Is like things like carrageenan or like fillers. So like normal store-bought cream cheese I can't have. Yep. Yes. I'm awake now. Let's go. I wasn't awake before, but I am now. I haven't gone mad, I've gone happy. Delicious. Unbelievable. Is Alloons still the way to go? You can play Alloons, but most likely you will want to play Druid of the Claw if you're trying to min-max. That being said, Alloons will work just fine. It's not a sugar rush. It's a soulful happiness rush. Hold up. I gotta start the pile today, King. Bet. So that's what I've been doing. I just blow my nose and I throw it to the floor over there. And I clean it up later. Why worry about things today when you could worry about things tomorrow? All right, shall we? What are we listening to right now, by the way? Avril Lavigne, When We're Gone. No, this key is no joke. It's a 21 Priory. I'm going to change the music a bit. I want, let's see. What about this? This is a classic. Yeah, that's the vibe. Let's roll. YouTube won't hear it. You have to come to other platforms if you do want it. You clean up. Do 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 do. I'm in such a good mood now. I'm in such a good mood now. Yeah. I wanna bleed. I wonder how hard this 21 will be. I'll be fine. Like, I'm not gonna die. No. Vortex Typhoon now. SI Boomy Form Starfall back into bear form right in the middle of the pack. Easy. Teenager. I know. That's okay. Do 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 do. All I can do as a tank player is I can play my best, and if anybody else wants to help me, they can help me, and if not, it's all good. Keep in mind. Yeah, hold up. So this is the thing. And why we're kind of dead right now. This is probably a 20, folks. This is probably a 20. No problem. There it is. I mean, you know, with enough damage, it's probably fine. But we didn't handle that pull, I would say, extremely well. Keep in mind that Guardian is effectively immortal right now. I would say that this version of Bear I'm playing might do a little less damage, but it is functionally immortal. I mean, like, to a crazy extent. This is very, extremely tanky right now. I would say keep going for a little bit and just see how it feels. So we'll bring this up. Hopefully people know to wait for aggro. We're going to listen to My Chemical Romance for a bit because that's what I want to listen to. All right, good. We grip that guy up. But we got to bring this down now to that sharpshooter without a grip. They have to be your all-time favorite band? No. All-time favorite bands. Ooh. Good question. All-time favorite band. It's a good question. What's my all-time favorite band? If I said Linkin Park, would you judge me? Is 50k decent? As DPS? I think as DPS it's a little bit low. 21 Pilots? 21 is good. We used to vibe to Chlorine a lot. I feel like Linkin Park might just have the most nostalgia, man. Yeah. I feel like, because it's just like it's a nostalgia thing more than anything else. It's the fact that when I first got Beat Saber and a VR headset at home, the first thing I did was buy the Linkin Park playlist. That's like, you know, it's all those factors to it. No, I think it's okay, Lou. I think it depends on the route, depends on the dungeon, etc. I think 50k seems a little low to me, personally, but not, like, unplayably bad. They have too many classics. It's the nostalgia. Nostalgia factor is a big thing for a lot of reasons. Like, for example, is RuneScape actually a good game, or is it nostalgia? Like, that's a good question. You can ask that same thing for Classic WoW, by the way. You can say, hey, is Classic WoW functionally a better game than retail World of Warcraft? Is it? Because right now, there are way more people playing Classic than there are playing retail. But is it a better game? I don't think it's a better product, but it might end up being a better product. Why? That's a good question, man. It's not easier, harder. Man, way more people play Classic right now. Way more people watch Classic, too. Like Classic has... even before Sauerkraut, Classic just has, like, 400% more viewers than retail does. Yeah. A lot more. People care. It's just like a better hangout. The truth is that it's honestly just a better hangout and stuff, though. 30 Second to Mars had the best music videos. Yeah, the emo days, basically. The thing is that Kitty was also like an actual scene girl. I wasn't a scene girl. I was like a fake emo kid. You know, like the fake emo kids who were like, these jeans are like a little too tight for me and they're sort of uncomfortable and therefore I'm emo. And I also listened to My Chemical Romance. But Kitty was like an actual scene girl. Like the photos that she has shown me was like, oh my God. That's pretty good. That's a good one, Harith. I think you might win this argument then. Not that it's about winning the argument, but if you had you had your own band, like I think that's a pretty solid argument. Yeah, you did. I've seen the photos. I have the proof. You remember seeing the metal band Kitty live? I I don't want to reflect my age here, but I don't actually know who that is, Lou. I don't know who that is. Who's the is Kitty? That's just yeah. I'm about to say she's a metal band. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest. She's way too good at way too many things. So if you told me that she had her own metal band, to be honest, I would just be like, yeah, that checks out. If they nerf Guardian, I'm gonna be kind of spicy about this take. They won't nerf Guardian, I don't think, but they might. And it's mostly just because of this natural resilience talent. But I think it's fair. Like, for me, the spec feels complete with this new talent that they added. I'm going to make a video tonight, by the way. The video that's coming out tonight is specifically about Guardian Druid talents. Did I miss the mini-boss? No, right here. Just so everybody knows, if you're curious, like, it's not going to be a general game thing or gearing exploit. It'll be all about the Guardian Druid talents. Now, I have a question for people, and I would love some feedback, because I've been learning recently. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but it was a big source of pride for me. No, I'm supposed to tank this in the corner so people can line of sight. Should be fine. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to line of sight this, but it's all good. Listen, what did you macro with ironfur? Oh, I macroed thrash and mangle. Mangle and thrash. Here's the thing. All right. The YouTube video I made yesterday, if you didn't know this, it is kind of cool. I did a cutout thumbnail. Ooh. I did a cutout thumbnail for it. Did you notice that? I basically took a screenshot of myself going, oh, and then I just screenshot that, and I figured out how to get it on an overlay of the Raider.io page to talk about the gearing exploit. It was my first time ever doing that. It took me way too long to figure out how to do it, because I have zero editing skills whatsoever. You got a new tattoo? Nice. Is it, what's the tattoo of? I saw that? Yeah, Harith, I did it. It was my first time ever trying it, and so I'm trying to level up my editing game. But the question I have for you is, what is your stance on AI thumbnails? Because I don't actually have any amount of editing skills whatsoever. I have zero functional editing skills, and that being said, I'm kind of curious to know what people think. Can I actually AI a bear and just go like Guardian Druid new talents to talk about the new talents? Whoops. Am I allowed to do that? No. But what else am I gonna do? Because I have no other option really. That's on the DK. We'll let that one go. I figured that would be my initial assumption too. But can I show you the one I came up with yesterday? What about for WoW videos? Even for WoW videos? Oh man, he was not paying attention. He could have used the defensive. There's no res. No. He definitely had something, though. But I thought it looked pretty cool. Yeah, I was a fan of it, actually. We have a res in, like, 15 seconds, though. If you ever have a question about editing your thumbnails, let me know. Oh, wait, really, Lee? Lee, that is a great point. I would love to message you about this. Mostly because, yeah. Also, Lee, we can do... I was messaging you earlier because I want to do some more collab stuff. You worked in... Oh, that's actually great. I would love your opinion. I am very... extremely bad at it. Yeah, about to say, that's Kitty is speaking up for me here. He needs so much help. Please help. Yeah, that's right. Because I'm very bad at it. I love recording the content. I can't edit the content for shit. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'm very, very clueless when it comes to that part of things. You know, thank you. Do I have you on Discord? I believe I do. And I now have you in game as well. But mostly do I have you on Discord. Mage won't die to that kick. I'll kick this one. I guess you still have to MRT note this one. Can you find me on Discord real quick, though? I'm sure you have. So the problem with me is I can look at something online, but that doesn't actually teach me how to do it. Like, just because I see something online doesn't mean that I understand it fundamentally, like, literally at all. I need to put it into practice physically and then have reps built on it. It's the same thing, like, when I watch a raid guide for World of Warcraft, I don't actually learn from that at all. I have zero understanding. It's a 21 right now, Illuminos. 21 Priory. And it's a pretty hard key. That's a high key. We should have already wiped, to be fair. Like, we should be 100% bricked up right now. basically, the level of error that we have made in this key thus far with like some of the deaths and the missed kicks and stuff like that, we basically are like an average neckbeard playing Overwatch for the first time. That's about the level of bricked up that we should be. But technically, we're still in this right now. Is Crim doing well? Crim's doing great, actually. They're tired after getting it at 19. Yeah. I'm late to the party. Can you explain why you've macroed ironfur to the abilities? Yeah, of course, of course. So on retail previously, it was actually the right idea to macro ironfur. It has been for a long time, but people are weird about it, and some people say you shouldn't do it. But basically, it's actually been the right decision for a long time now on retail. Even though it has changed a lot, though. What's up? Oh, sorry, I missed YouTube comments for a bit. People don't play the same shit for years and years on nostalgia. They do, though. I think. I disagree with that. I think that people absolutely play the same game based on nostalgia. New player here. I started yesterday. Wow. Welcome to World of Warcraft, first of all. Hold up. Kalius. I love the... Thanks, Saito. Catching up on some YouTube. Do I have a porn stash? Do I? I thought I just had a regular stash. Kitty said she likes a stash. She wants me to grow it out and have like a beard. I would say we're in this. 1830 is probably reasonable timer here, though. What level key? 21. A 21 soap. No gear exploits, actually having to play the key, etc. I'm pretty confident in my own ability to do this. Yeah, hot diggity damn, exactly. Hot diggity soap, hot diggity. So watch this. In the middle of this poll, I'm not going to die, probably. But I am going to boomy Starfall and then go back into bear form. Perfect. Easy. Yo, Kiar, do you remember Kiar? I wouldn't blame Soap if he doesn't. Whoops, I missed that kick. I can't find the caster. No, base plater frames, bad. Base plater flames, bad. Let me find the caster. I'm trying to get my kick. Of course you remember Kiar. There you go. It's kind of cool how many friends you can make online. Should I do the main quest until level 70 or 80? Normally, yes. I would say that yes, you should just actually do the main storyline. But can I give you a suggestion? Actually, I have a big suggestion. What do you guys think? If you're a new player to World of Warcraft and they suggest to you a quest line, what expansion should you level through? Because the answer is not Dragonflight. I don't think it's Dragonflight. Celius, have you already chose an expansion to level through? Legion. Everyone says Legion. Really? Okay. I was going to say, I mean, you can't do like a Burning Crusade or like that's going to be too slow. Like that's not going to be quite right. But I feel like, Classic would be almost the best. Legion? Okay. Legion. You should choose Legion, apparently. Kill this caster first. Mop would be chill. I also think Mop would be kind of cool. Maybe Shadowlands too. Shadowlands, the lore of Shadowlands and stuff, though. Okay, Deceptor, it's not a hot take. Somebody did say a hot take earlier. The hot take that was said earlier is that Warlords of Draenor is better than Legion as an expansion. That's a hot take. That is a flaming hot, spicy take. That's a crazy thing to say overall. But the leveling in WoD was good. You had your garrison abilities, and the garrison itself is kind of fun. The problems with the garrison didn't happen until a very kind of end game point of view. I need to get this kick right there. Perfect. Watch my healer health bar. No. I actually like Shadowlands. I do. I mean, that's when I came back to WoW, so there's nostalgia for it. The thing that people don't realize is that WoW is driven by nostalgia. So your favorite expansion is probably when you were drinking Capri Suns by the pool. This mage, I think, is either allergic to defensives or is overusing early. That is okay. It happens. I think our timer is actually tight, but decent. Like, you could time this key right now. Just kill the caster first. Yeah, it's when he came back correct, King. Is Plater showing aggro correctly now? As far as I know, the answer to that question is no. I'm not sure. I've just been I think I have noticed it once or twice at this point. You mind the part-time job? It was during COVID. I was locked in at home because Thailand took COVID real seriously. So basically, no. I did not mind how much work I had to put in. I didn't like it because I played all my alts then too, and I was getting into the game again. So, you know, I played a lot of characters, and I had to do Torghast consistently. So consistently, in fact, that I have the Tower Ranger achievement for it. Also, keep in mind that for whatever reason, my ping is at 366 today. I'm noticing some game lag. We're doing it, but it's a little rough. You had your own WoW. It'd be like 5 sitting between your parents running around the starter city. Yeah. That's so cute. Did your parents play WoW? I started in WoD, so I see it differently. For me, I ran a guild in Warlords of Draenor and had a really fun time running that guild because I lived in Ohio for 2 years of my life, and I couldn't make friends in Ohio because everybody wanted to like drink beer and go to the bar, and I was like, I don't really want that. So I couldn't make friends, and so I just played WoW. I basically just ran a guild in WoD. And I had a really giga time running that guild. Genuinely, I had a really good time with it. So I remember WoD sort of positively as well. I woke up at 4 a.m. my time to raid with an Aussie guild in Hellfire Citadel on my marksmanship hunter. I played hunter back then. I was a DPS. Yep, that was my main, actually. I was a hunter main. Long time ago. I did not tank or heal at that point, though. Ultimately, WoW is all about the people. Correct. That is the truth of it, though. Yeah. That's the truth, though. WoW is about the people. And I think that when you don't realize that, you actually misunderstand the game fundamentally. Right? And poorly invested because of the content drought. Correct. But actually speaking, the leveling in WoD was great. The storyline, the cinematic and stuff was originally a cool idea. Like, garrisons were actually badass until you realize that they isolated you. I think the biggest arguments against garrisons is that they did isolate you, and I think that that is a very fair criticism of them, you know? I'm assuming the DK is going to AMS this one. Is he? IBS, AMF. I can't actually see his AMS on my frames now. A little weird. Yeah, so it isolated you. And the fact is that WoW is a social game. If you remove the social part of WoW, you really remove the joy and the magic of WoW. I mentioned it, but your Twitter and YouTube aren't linked to anything except the home. Really? Oh, well, to be fair, the Twitter, I don't know what I'm doing with that. The YouTube isn't either. Oh, I didn't know that. Here, do exclamation YouTube. I has heals. Then you'll get it. Exclamation YouTube will have it in chat. Oh, that's weird. I also don't really... Here, you know what I do use? I have been using... I post my cat. He's really cute. I figured when I saw it. Thank you. I actually do use Instagram. I have been using Instagram recently. But it is not World of Warcraft related. It is literally just a very cute cat who likes cuddles. And I was just like, oh, you should just video me when I cuddle with him. So now we do that. And he's really cute. Cat form here. The DK should have this one, but I'll help get one of them if I need to. There's the AMS. Did he do it properly? Yes, he did. Nice job. I'm having a few hard times seeing stuff, but we'll see. I think 11, you finish this boss with 10 minutes. It's doable. It's not going to be easy, but it's doable, especially because I think I missed a pack earlier, so we're going to need the whole last room. Let's try it. Our damage is fairly high these days. I think we're not going to have to soak this one. Boss first, though. Our cat apparently has her own insta. Really? Really? I'm learning how to live with cats. You know that? Garrison would work like Left Alliance Horde. Would be part of it. Would be private. I think that I really liked my Garrison. Overall, I actually was a Garrison enjoyer. Okay? But it was the isolating experience of it, though. Astron is essentially what we're missing from Garrisons. I agree. Also, for what it's worth... Yeah, no, I was a Garrison. The Garrisons were great. Are you kidding me? You had followers that you could unlock and get from the open world that would hang out and be like, hail, hero. And you were like, oh, shit. Am I a hero now? It's like, yeah. So you had this awesome mission table. I actually like mission tables. You got to unlock your own kind of Navy-ish thing, which was pretty awesome. And on top of that, okay... You got to have buildings and that you would rank up and level. That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's like really... That's really cool. Actually, there's nothing inherently wrong. People remember garrisons poorly because of WoD. But garrisons themselves were cool. The only problem is that you couldn't really just have other people in your garrison. Everything was character locked back in the day, though. Literally everything. If I rush this route a little, I feel like we might be able to get this. Yes. And also, but I like that. I mean, but that's the thing, though. I had a mission table, and I got gold. That's why I wanted it. I didn't do key carries back in the day. There wasn't Mythic Plus. The only problem with WoW is a content drought. I actually agree with you, Delineus. I think you're right, to be fair. I don't have a stop. Watch a stop. So I SI, go into Boomy form, convoke, and then back down here. This is basically a Starfall min-max Guardian Druid tip now, though. Yep. And I did have alts. So that's probably one reason I remember it fondly, is I could actually make some gold. Right now, the way to make gold is you just sell keys and stuff. You know, or I guess you have very high resilient and you're on EU and you just go tip, please. Note tip. That's the other way to get gold, apparently. So I've heard through the grapevine. What's your skill tree? The talent tree right now, Zibram, is here. It's in Discord. I just linked it right before this key. It is a no raise, fully macroed ironfur. Babam Cam. What's up, Babam? Babam Cam. Amazing name. Great name. Okay, Crim will onk. I get them out of this. Did you come up with that build yourself? Yes. I don't copy other people's builds. That's not what I do. We're 7 minutes into we have 7.5 minutes left in 21 Priory. That's a fair timer. Yeah, King, that's one of my problems, actually, is I don't tend to copy other people. Sometimes that means I have cursed cooks. I do look what other people do, but in terms... I'm a very stubborn, sort of independent thinker, so very frequently I'm just like, nah, and I just do what I want to do anyways. Okay, the first fireball will be on me. And then we grip him in, and you're going to have to deal with a very hard heal. So I would be a bad theory crafter, actually, because what actual theory crafters do is they run numbers. And I don't think in terms of numbers, which is why oftentimes I come up with very different ideas compared to most people. So we're going to Typhoon this one out and kick it out. Perfect. That light spawn got trapped. Okay, so we're going to have to double it here. We have no choice. We are going to need, I think... both of these packs. Looking at our timer, it's going to be tight. But some people in real life have told me that it's better when that's the case. It certainly won't be loose. I will heal my mage right now. I'm actually going to look for off healing now because I feel like 5.5 minutes. This would be a crazy save if somehow we did it, but I'm pretty sure there's like 1 or 2 mistakes too many. Okay, I got the light spawn out of that. That's good. The Templar can heal because I'm going to live eternally. And we're going to have to pull the mini boss now. There's no other alternative. Like, you have to pull this guy now. You guys think we can time this? I don't think. Oh, nope. I had no choice. I had to pull the light spawn, unfortunately, and he just got healed. Just shy of it. All right. Go 20? We could just go 20. It's fine. It was close. I was thinking about how I could save the timer, but we could just go 20. Yeah, you guys think... Yeah, don't vote on that. That was a bad vote. Don't do that. You need to go 3 minutes on final boss. We're not going to get 3 minutes on final boss right now. It's going to be shy for that. It's hard. 21 Priory. That's not a joke key. I can heal the mage once. 20. Go 20 it is. 20 it is. I think I would rather do it on 20 instead of... Unless we don't want to do Priory at all and we just want to time the key and then we can finish it. Well, there it is. What time do you stream mostly? I live in Thailand, so my stream times are a little weird considering most people stream at different times. I stream around like my daytime. Yeah. I see Frosty anyway because I can't get over 29. I don't know what build he's playing. I can show you what build he's playing for what it's worth. But I guess this guy is unholy. We had a Frosty K earlier, but he is in fact one of the best Frosty Ks in the world. So that's kind of hard to compare yourself to, though. 12 a.m. EST, yeah, like around midnight EST. Exceed. You may have found the money. Ooh, I like money. What's up? Deceptor. So around like daytime Thailand stuff. Sometimes I do in real life Thailand streams too, just to show people the country. I really think the Thailand is awesome, and I'd love to be able to show people around and stuff, though. Some decor items are duplicating. Oh, no. You live in Sweden. Oh, nice. When you're bored at work. Do you know who Lizzie is, Deceptor? Lizzie Vargfrost. She taught me some Swedish at one point. Oh, Krim's going to sleep? I bet. Oh, yeah. Late for you guys, right? Late for you guys. Yes. Okay, she taught me. Ready? Du harta et good. Oh, yeah, late for you guys. No worries. Fun keys today. That's that's the Swedish that I know. Which is weirdly wholesome, isn't it? That's a nice thing to say. Normally, when you learn a language, people always teach you the absolute most atrocious, worst things to say, man. But actually, I learned du harta et good. Yeah. I'd love to run more tomorrow. I bet. Sure. Should be on for like and then back to beta. Okay, so hold up. We might be losing Krim. Krim was healing that really well, actually. They feel pretty chill. All good. 21 Priory. Not a key that you can actually... Down for this one tomorrow? Yeah. You want me to hold? You want me to hold it? I can totally do that, by the way. Do you want me to? Yeah, hold on. Let me just ask him. You want... Cause fun? I have no need to do this right now. I could totally do something else. Test... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, Soren. Wait a second, Soren. Hold up. Normally when people teach you a language, you need to have other people verify it. Deceptor. What did he just say in Swedish? Because sometimes when people teach you... You know what I'm talking about, though? 100%. Let's do it. Okay, now, love you. All right. And here's why it's important to clarify. Because when I first moved to Thailand, this is what happened. Test, I love you. Okay, good. Look, listen. Here's why it's important. When I first moved to Thailand, I would ask people, man. I would say, yo, by the way, out of curiosity, what is, like, how can I say, can I have some water? And I would say, okay, like, can I just say, like, how can I have a water bottle? And they were like, yeah, you just say it like this. And they would say, and I don't know. And I was like, sure. And they would teach me the most vile things in Thai. But I had no way to know because I didn't speak the language. No, they did not teach me, can I have a fart, please? They would literally be like, can I blank your mother? And you'll have to fill in the blank. But they would really teach me like the absolute worst things to say. And I would just, poor me, would go into a store and be like, can I have some water, please? And get the most wild looks. The worst ones were actually straight. Let me think about this. Yeah. Basically, what they would say was, can we do Basically, can we do the horizontal mumbo jumbo? You know, I want you to translate that. And that's what they would teach me how to say. So I would just go around asking people if they wanted to do the horizontal mumbo jumbo with me. And they would just be like, oh, yes. And I'd be like, wait, why are you looking at me like that? Wait, what's happening? Ah! Because I play World of Warcraft, you know? Yeah, my problem is that people would say yes when I would ask questions like that. I would ask questions and people would be like, absolutely. And I'd be like, oh, what's happening? Ah! You do Thai boxing or something? Or how come you moved there? No, I don't do Thai boxing, though. You know what I mean, though? Yeah, pretty chill. All right. So we will not do the 20 Priory for now. We will hold it for Arson tomorrow. That sounds like a plan to me. Not to worry. No, I couldn't do Thai boxing. Thai boxing is so hard. Do you know how hard those people hit and how hard, like... Genetically speaking, Thai people have stronger ligaments, literally. All right? I'm going to head to bed. Yo, thank you for coming to say hi, Aoi. I appreciate it. You have a fantastic night. Another day at some point. Yeah, dude, you do Thai boxing, bro. They're so intense about it. Cause like Thai, Nak Muay in Thai is like a lifestyle. Yeah, you do. You have stronger literal. It's the ligaments and tendons that allow you to handle far more impact than I can handle. It's very impressive. Extremely impressive, by the way, though. Yo, what's up, Arson? I will hold that key for you tomorrow, no problem. I have no need to do it right now. Keys are fun. It's nice to have a sense of progression, a little bit. It's fun. GG's, Arson. You have a fantastic night. Thanks for the keys. Absolutely. It was fun. The 20 halls was a nice one, too. It felt pretty chill, right? Like, yeah. It does feel like fun. And I'm playing a Guardian Druid build that actually does fit my playstyle still. Does a little bit low damage, but yeah. Next season will be good. All right. GG's. I hope you get some rest. I also had to eat cheesecake in the middle of that, so I'm in a very good mood. With the Keeley gone, game is rough. The game is rough looking at bar all the time. There will be something, like, are you against using the one button rotation, Kriplin? I have not used it myself personally, but I've heard good things, actually, instead of bad things. Are you against using that? GG's. Yo, have a great night, Arson. All right, let's see who's on. I go to +9 tased. He's just doing a +9. Does anybody want to play on Prepatch? Has to be NA, because we are region locked, unfortunately. One button Devour is decent. I actually think the one button, as far as I know, is not that bad. But it doesn't make you feel good because you are hitting one button. I think that it's anti-fun gameplay is the problem, though. I want to make... Oh, sure. Sure. You know what? Why not? He wants me to heal. All right. I've used it leveling ults. It works quite well. As far as I know, it's really not that bad. I just think that... You know what I mean? How do I say this? Let me think about this for a second. Oh, Deceptor, thank you for the sub, dude. What is the weather like in Sweden? I don't actually know. I've never been there before. Hi, Abuelita. Let me think about it like this. If they make changes to World of Warcraft where people don't actually get what they want out of the game, then the change is not good. And what I mean by this is the single button rotation was something that should have helped a lot more people than it actually helped. And the main reason is because WoW players want to feel like they're doing a lot more than pressing one button, because it's not fun gameplay, even though it's better for them. Actually speaking, details and doing good numbers is cool, but what's more fun is actually having fun. So classes that have gameplay loops, that have this, that have that, are in general more fun. It's the only way to play. You have rheumatism, got you. I just need to be able to choose what I want. I feel like sometimes they miss with design, and only because they're not thinking from a player perspective, they're thinking only from a design perspective. I don't know what that's like, Deceptor. You know there are Thai people who have never seen snow in their life because it doesn't get cold here ever. So they aren't from... Yeah, of course. And an example of this is, just to clarify, is something like Guardian Druid. These are the I have a section in my Discord that teaches you how to macro things. I think I'm healing this, actually. But I have a section in the Discord that teaches you how to macro, but basically all you have to do is this. It's very simple. You just say, show tooltip, so you see this if you want. So when you hover over it, this just makes it so that you actually see Thrash, and then you just literally /cast Thrash, /cast ironfur. That's it. That is the entire macro. It is that simple. Very simple to do. I never saw snow. I live in Brazil, really. But Guardian Druid is an example where there are a lot of Guardian Druid players who wanted more complexity because the tank was very straightforward and very simple. But in my opinion, there were way more Guardian Druid players who actually just wanted to chill. Doesn't matter. It's off the GCD crank. It has no real bearing whether it's first or not. Unless it's a country where snow exists, a whole experience, though. Why Thrash will stop? No, because off the GCD. That's why you can macro ironfur is because it's off GCD. Correct. That's the actually you can't macro something effectively if it's on the GCD. From Stockholm, it's that's crazy. They really like the one button, and hey, that is a fantastic addition to the game. Like living in SoCal, see all the weather. No, you don't. SoCal, like LA. SoCal is LA, Lou. I grew up in LA. You barely get anything there. It's like a pretty nice. Just a pretty nice place to live weather-wise. Ugh. But so the game should be accessible for everyone. You should have fun being able to play. Oh, I love I used to go Palm Springs. I've been there a few times. All right, so I'm healing this key. All right, I got to set up my healing. You know that, right? I don't even think I have healing set up. Let's see what I have available. This would be... Is this even equipped right? So you would have a staff, probably this one. And then you would have here, though. I used to live down in... Before we moved up here. Gotcha. Northern Sweden, huh? And then I just put on a healing trinket of some kind. Probably like sack brood and this or whatever. That works. I bet you I have a mythic one somewhere, but it doesn't really matter for this key. I have to go to work. Take care. All right, take care, King. I'll see you later. Guardian feel like a health doesn't move in pre-patch. It does feel like that. I have felt pretty immortal at this point. Yeah. The hype train incoming. King just gifting a sub before they head out. That is a giga move right there, King. That's a giga move. Thank you, King, for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. Are you playing, by the way, King? Like pre-patch? If you want to play at any point, just let me know. We can do any keys. I'm not really fussed about what, like, we're not fussed about score or anything like that. I might need a second because I don't know if you've noticed this, but my UI is sort of cursed right now. Because I've just swapped over to Resto and I haven't played Resto yet, though. Always been living here. Have you ever lived anywhere else? Wait, Deceptor, have you ever lived anywhere else? Because moving to a different country, or at least a different place, is pretty wild. Deceptor, you said you moved earlier in your life. Like, moving is a wild experience. Before I moved to Thailand, I had never been anywhere else. I had only lived in America, although I lived all over America. You live in Nevada. I went to Vegas when I was 14 for 2 days, and all I remember from the entirety of that Vegas trip is the cards on the street because I was a 14-year-old boy. You live in Thailand? Yeah, that's where I live. I've been here 8 years. And at some point, I want to do another in real life Thai stream. That's actually one of the things I like doing, Sway. It's just, it's not wow, but I like being able to just show people Thailand because I think a lot of people just have really no understanding of this country. Okay, so I need to set this up. What? No, that's fine. Hold up. Never been in a casino? Do you stream for your work or you were? No, streaming is like a... I've only been streaming for a little bit. You're from Arson? How long has Arson been streaming? I actually don't know the answer to that question. I know he's a Giga Aflock, but I don't know how long, actually. So left click rejuve. What is this song? No. Hold up. Add binding. Right click. Wait, hold on. No, we're trying to listen to My Chemical Romance, not this. I want this. Yes, this is the song. Add binding. We need shift left. Hold up, not ready. We need shift left for this. This is how you set up, by the way. Shift left, save. We go like this. I work as a trainer. I get to help people have better health and better lives. I get to work with cool joints and cool different medical conditions. And I get to work from home, which is awesome. But streaming is a new thing for me. I basically started streaming last year. So it's kind of a new experience for me, actually. It has not been built to the point that it will sustain me. It's not like a full-time job. It's just something I really like doing. It has basically saved my mental health to stream, actually. Say that again. You work in what? I work as a personal trainer. And I've been doing it for, 11 years at this point. But I work online with people only. I don't work at a gym, and I don't go to location anymore. I used to, for a little bit, go around Thailand and actually go to different, areas. But nowadays, no. My knee feels like it needs to pop all the time. What can I do? So personal training is very much like World of Warcraft. When somebody asks you, yo, Yeah. So basically, think about it like this. When you say, what should I do? It's like telling me, yo, I'm starting to play World of Warcraft. What should I play? It's like, oh, wait a second. What do you like to play? Do you want to try tanking? Do you want to try healing? Do you want to try this? Yeah, I had to set up my actual healing things. Everything was off. I had to actually set up my interface and stuff. 1 second, sorry. Because my bartender is also not working. So my frames are down here and stuff like this, though. Also, hi, Desi. That's you, Desi? Wait a second. I know your name. I didn't realize that was you. I'm sorry. I'm almost ready. I need to fix bartender. I swapped to Resto, and I hadn't swapped to Resto yet. And, so the question is, that depends. It depends very much on what your preference is, what type of thing you want to do. Been like it for a while. It very much is like WoW. I mean, basically, if you want to fix something, you have to have the right information. And when you do the right exercises and you do them like a daily quest or a weekly quest, and then after about a month, you get the mounts or the result that you want, which is moving pain-free, etc. This is going to be the worst experience for me. Hold up. Options, it's edit mode. Party frames, use raid-style frames, make them real big. There we go. Hold up. I stand on one leg. Why do you stand on one leg? What's the reason for that? This will be an interesting experience because I don't have anything actually bound, you know. I also think I've just realized. Oh my God. No. There's no way. I could do it. It's only a 9. Wait. Honestly, it's fine for a 9, but that does explain why I actually have nothing on my bars. I was trying to figure out, like, where's my convoke? What's this? Am I spec'd into the wrong thing here? It won't be a problem for this key level. I think it'll be all right. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm not that worried. This on easy key. Someone just asked me if I can come help real quick. I can vortex, but I can't typhoon. I don't have anything. I'll flex redeem. All right, bet. What? But anyway, sorry, with PT. If you tell me your knee hurts, your knee is... Let me think about this like in World of Warcraft. Your knee is big bait. So if you have knee pain, sometimes it is your knee. More often than not, it's not. So it's kind of like saying to me, yo, should I have 2% more crit or 3% more mastery? And it's like, what you actually need to do is look at the fundamentals. And the fundamentals say that your rotation is wrong. Oh, okay, let's fix that. And then you'll feel a lot better regardless of your secondary stats, because it's not about your secondary stats, okay? A chiropractor, maybe. I can't say whether that would or would not help you. In general, I'm not a huge fan of it because if it does help you, it doesn't tend to keep helping you. Sometimes it does. But what I would do is I would first look at your hip and then I would look at your ankle. The truth is, and I know the internet is a weird place, but actually, if you send me a picture of your feet, I can pretty much tell you everything I need to know about you. Like, I can learn a lot and basically tell you what your hip problem is just from your feet. So, you know, I'm not confirming or denying anything, but I'm just saying that I can actually tell a lot about somebody based purely off of their feet, though. Yeah. If you straight up send me a picture of your foot, I'll be like, oh, okay. So, like, you need to look at your hip here or this or whatever. But, yeah. I'm serious. I'm highly credentialed, man. It's a legit medical thing. I'm not even cap. This is for real. What do the kids say these days? This is no cap, for real, bussin', bussy, whatever. I don't know. I don't speak youngin. Dead ass. Yeah. 6'7". Yeah, I don't understand. Did we actually talk like that when we were younger? You got a flat foot, so if you have flat feet, you can fix that. Yeah, on God. I kind of get the on God. That one makes more sense to me, to be honest, though. No? All right. The leet speak, that's old school. That's not new, though. That's old school, man. That's old school. Wait, the communal cheese, that's an old school. We don't have the communal cheesecake fund anymore. There is an in real life Thai stream that I'd like to do. That one will be on the Dare thing, though. 6'7" is ridiculous and low effort. I was so upset when I actually found out what that meant. You know that? Because for a while, I was like, man, what is this 6'7" business? And I couldn't figure it out. And I just assumed it was some, like, you know, haha, 69 or whatever. It turns out that it means nothing. And I was, like, so offended that they had... I was like, what do you mean it means nothing? And they're like, yeah, it means nothing. And I was like, what? Yeah. And I was like, that doesn't make all of this for nothing. I was very sad about it, though. Which tank for sure will be better if they fix Vengeance Demon Hunter? It's hard to say because there will be more tank tuning regardless. So we actually don't know the answer to that question. Zayak, the truth is, I don't know. That's the only real answer that can exist. However, if you want me to predict, Prot Pally or Prot Warrior, maybe Guardian Druid if they buff it enough. And that's because of group buffs and because of the Dispel profile required for the new dungeons. That's like looking at the dungeons, kind of trying to analyze what will be good or not, though. You've only been to French Alps. Best is a Swedish WoW jock. That is the best old school shit. I don't know that one. 6'7" is 42, so it's the main question. No way, Blag. Is 6 times 7 42? Do you think that's where it actually came from? Because if it was, I'd be down for that. I had no idea. For real? Because 42, I understand. I'm old enough or young enough to understand 42. It's definitely not. What did you clip? Nah, these guys, no problem. You had to clip, I don't know what you clipped, Delineus, but it's something. Something slipped out. It tends to do that when it's not. Never mind. Sway J, where are you from? Nobody is awake at NA timing, right? Like, we're crossing, because even Arson is a pretty big degenerate. Like, he's up quite late, but normal people aren't up this late. Oh, yeah. I did say that, didn't I? That's the only time I'll ever say that, to be honest, though. But decided you're going to be seeing it like that? That's fair, though. It's 4:21, so are you up really early, hey, or are you up really late? That is the question. Because that's a pretty degenerate time, though. You're Washington State, but you're not normal. That's true, Requiem. That makes sense. You haven't gone to bed yet. That's reasonable. You can't be good at World of Warcraft and have a normal sleep schedule at the same time. Fight me. You can't. It's impossible. So you're into... No, Peter. Well, you know. I already know that you slay in Thailand. I suppose I do slay in Thailand. It was weird moving here when I was younger. Especially if you also work. Working night shift, a lot of people who hang out just because of the timing of stream, right? Like, I've had a lot of people who hang out and they're on night shift. That must suck. Night shift is tough. You also haven't gone to bed. You got home from work 4 hours ago. That's a tough time to get home from work. I don't envy anyone who gets home from work that late. Or has to work night shift. Like, night shift is tough, man. That's not really... not easy to do that. You slept 3 hours tonight? It's 3:22 there. All right, hold up. Where are you from, then? Scoop a chip. First of all, scoop a chip. I also want to scoop a chip, though. You also from US, so you've been battling flu and it rocked your sleep schedule. Dude, I've had this... You know what I mean, though? I'm working nights right now. It's nice to hang out here. I'm glad you laugh. I was saying this earlier, but when I was younger... all I ever wanted to do was be a place of peace for people. Because I was a really troublesome child. Like, I caused a lot of problems, and I didn't want to. I was really sick, and I was always causing, like, people had to pay money for me to get my medical treatment done, and then I had to do this, and then I was sent away, and I had this problem and that problem. I was just a troubled kid, and so all I ever wanted was to be a place of peace for people. So I'm glad that people like hanging out here. That makes me happy. That was my goal, was just to be a little less intense and a little bit more happy and peaceful. I miss being able to see your incarn on party buff. Yes, Omni cooldown and losing Cell is certainly a rough thing. The biggest thing I miss is being able to keybind independently, because I can only click cast now. But honestly, I've been playing beta for a while, and I've kind of gotten used to it at this point. Like, I'm sort of okay with it now. So I'm not that worried at this point. The UI will be okay, though. What's my second favorite tank? Prot Pally. I'm a Prot Pally enjoyer, aside from Guardian. So if it was meta, I would probably want to do there. Can you explain the rotation challenge for Bear? Yes, but it is currently bugged, so it might actually change, though. What do you mean click cast? So I'm using right now the absolute base frames, as in I'm not using an add-on to heal. These are base frames. And the way that you heal now with base frames, including on beta, is... I might actually need mana after this, hilariously. The way that you heal... I don't have an external, remember. I'm doing this key without talents. It'll be fine, but I'll pull a little bit. Is that you assign click casting. So right click is regrowth, left click is this, right click regrowth, and then shift left is life bloom, and I just basically assign click castings like this, so I can heal the key. Yeah. But I'm using the base frames. I just have to do shift left, left, right, etc. I actually have no... But you also keep in mind, I'm kind of accidentally playing without talents. So I literally have no talents right now. So I'm slightly limited, let's say. Let's call it slightly limited at the very least. These are mouse over macros for all your heals. I hate stuff like click and voodoo. So you can do that. And that's still a thing. They have a base mouse over as well. So you were saying that you've been sick and the flu has been rocking you. Recently, I've had this sinus injection sway, but let me tell you a funny story. Because a few days ago, Kitty's friend came over, and there was a friend over in our house, and here's what happened. During stream, I've been blowing my nose, yeah, and then I throw the tissues to my right because I'm gonna clean them up later. I don't need to do it right now, obviously, right? So I basically throw the tissue to my right. So there's just a pile of tissues to the right of my computer desk on the floor. Because why not? Like, I'll clean. I'm the only one in here. But then her friend came over, and all of a sudden, there was someone else in my PC room. And they came in. You guys can't see it because you're here. You don't see my desk. So she came in, and then she looked at me, and she was like, "Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you in forever." And I was like, "Hi." And then she looked right to my tissue pile and then looked at me again. And I was like, no, wait a second. That's not, like, I've been sick. Like, it's not what it looks like. But I don't know if it worked, because it is kind of what it looked like. It's not actually what it looks like, but it's borderline. I mean, there's just a pile of... If you went over to some dude's room, right, and there was just a pile of tissues, there's not a lot of recovery from that. I mean, it can only mean one thing. And it's like, I should have just owned it, to be honest. I feel like what I should have done was just actually, like, boldly proclaim, even though it is because I've had a sinus infection, I had to blow my nose a lot, which is far less cool. But I feel like I should have just been like, that's right. You are in my presence, the Goon King, or whatever it is. Like, I feel like I should have just owned it somehow. That probably would have been a better solution. Yeah. Yes, you have entered my domain. Infinite expansion. But yeah, midnight will be fine for anybody who's still worried about it. The pre-patch is broken like crazy, but midnight itself will be A-okay. Don't worry. You went from confident streamer to insecure teenager real fast, though. The Goon Guy Infinite Domain, yeah. Yeah, have you ever seen that one dude on Instagram who actually is he's like, that's his whole thing. He makes everyone uncomfortable by existing. I'm probably going to see him for some shoulder rehab eventually. You have not had the pleasure? It's on Instagram, so it's, can't be that bad. No, it's all positive. That would be the assumption too. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's funny. My sense of humor, and I've thought about this a lot over time, I have a very ironic sense of humor. So what I find funny is taking things that are totally like, that could definitely happen, right? Like, that could absolutely, you're like, oh my God, I could totally see how this could happen. And then I like to twist it and make it funny like a joke. So that gets me into trouble a lot because sometimes I make jokes about things that I definitely shouldn't make jokes about. You see the problem with that? Because there are some things you shouldn't joke about, but I don't really have that filter in my head because the worse it is, the more I want to joke about it. Does that make sense? What are the little pink orbs? Yeah, it's the astral trinket from Lumathar. It's like a crit buff. But the idea is, like, I always joke about the things that I'm not supposed to joke about. So I'm an absolute terror at family dinners, I need to head to bed. Night, Delinius. Thanks for hanging out today. And I'm glad that your wife got, tell us, no. I thought of Nat's favorite joke first thing, Kitty, so it's absolutely not going to happen. Tell us a bad joke. Oh, no, wait, I can tell you some bad jokes. That's fine. Why did the little boy drop his ice cream? Because he was hit by a truck. See? I can tell bad jokes. How'd I do? Yeah, see, nobody laughed. That means it was a bad joke. So actually, I succeeded. I was told to tell a bad joke. Very badly. You're welcome. Yeah, happy to help. Anything else you'd like to request, though? Who clipped that? Who clipped it? Nah. Don't clip that. Because the first joke I thought of, I was like, no, that's a bannable offense. Like, I can't do that. That's basically worse than exploiting gear in Mythic Plus. And then the second joke I thought of, I was like, nah, that's a little bit in the middle. The third joke I thought of wasn't funny at all. And I was like, a bad joke. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's easy. I got this. No. The thing with humor, you have to be kind of careful and aware because on stream, right? Like, you don't know who you're talking to. And I actually really don't like making people uncomfortable for no reason. So I don't actually want to tell jokes that could really offend people because it's just no good. Like, that's just not how I want to do things. I want people to feel comfortable and we can joke about things. Well, it can be funny, but you don't have to actually offend people. But there are some jokes, the plenty of humor is just straight up offensive, Oh, my bad. Well, it is what it is. I can't wait to get the clip from the dating show. That's going to be so good. Here, Deceptor, I'll tell you the story. You're new to my stream, right? Deceptor, you haven't met me before? All right, you want to hear a hilarious story? I'll tell you. It's a good story. It's an unbelievably good story, actually, because it's a real story. And eventually I'll get this clip to prove it. All right? Eventually, when the thing actually comes out, I can't share with you the whole episode, of course, but what I can share with you is the fact that at one point I was on with this person. It's like we're like dating blind. Yeah. Like love is blind, basically. We can't see each other. We didn't get along very well for many reasons. But the point is, at one point they asked me, what is something that you're definitely not supposed to talk about on a first date? And I mean, honestly, what do you guys think? Out of curiosity, what's something that you're not supposed to talk about on a first date? Let's say that you finally get your e-girl from Discord to meet you in real life, and you're trying to impress her or him, and you know you're doing your best. What are you gonna ask? So you're not supposed to ask criminal history. I feel like that's actually important. Your exes. You're not supposed to ask about your exes. Really? I feel like actually the ex thing is I feel like you should ask about the exes, no? Wouldn't that be actually good to know? Because you can figure that out beforehand. Okay, like exes, criminal history, exes. This is the general one is exes. Don't ask about exes. Makes sense. Fair enough. Your closet full of waifu pillows. Daddy issues. That's an important one to know because you need to know how to say, like what to say, Soren, if everything goes well. Because imagine the date actually goes well, then later that night you kind of need to know whether to be like, hello there, daughter. And it's like, you know what I mean? So you want to know this information. It's good information. Should ask but red flag first time. That's a good question. So there are some really good questions to this. The person I was on the dating show with, she said politics. And I was like, that makes sense, right? Like that's a fair answer. Politics seems like a very reasonable answer. So she said politics. I said necrophilia. And it's just we were not exactly on the same page. You can see where the differences of mentality were at, right? Just because there was a little bit of a miscommunication, that's all. Now, technically speaking, we're both correct. But the next question was the same. They asked the question again. They said, hey, could we get a different answer? I said, absolutely. And then she said, religion. And I was like, that's fair. And I said, cannibalism, which is also fair. And it just goes to show, actually, the duality of thinking. Because human beings are absolutely fascinating creatures. We're all the same species, but we have such fundamentally different ways to look at the world. And I think that's actually wonderful and amazing. You have people who really like Mythic Plus. You have people who really like Raid. You have people who don't like either of those things, and they just want to do delves all day. It's amazing that all of those can exist, even though we're all humans at the end of the day. So we have fundamental differences between people, and yet, in a lot of ways, it's actually exactly the same. It's also why World of Warcraft is very hard to balance. But Soren, to be fair, you guys are absolutely right. On a first date, you have to ask yourself why you're there. And I think the biggest thing is that a lot of people, what they get wrong is you try to present yourself in a way that isn't authentic. And that's just a little bit backwards. The reason it's backwards is because of this. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to try to make a bunch of friends or to make a genuine connection with somebody, except that you lie and you're not yourself? So you act like somebody who you think that they want to see. So does this make sense? So you're going to basically think, what do they want from me? Yeah? And then that's what you do. What if you win? What if you succeed and they do like you for somebody that you're not? Now you have to be that person all the time. And all you've actually done is committed to an acting role that isn't going to bring you fulfillment or happiness whatsoever. It's scarier but far better in the long run for you to be yourself. Because if they like you for that, then you can continue to be yourself and then you can make a real friendship. And if they don't like you for that, then that's okay. Because not everybody does have to like you for that. That's okay. And I kind of wish that more people realized that the acting business of trying to be somebody you're not is no good. It doesn't actually help you get what you want. It distances people from you in sort of a negative way, you know? Sorry, not going through. We didn't kill. Oh, no, no problem. Of course. Troll. No. There's no worries. What I message you on Discord is like a any day type thing. It's like, hey, anytime over the next, whatever, many months. I don't think you're not going to quit WoW before midnight, are you? Are you upset enough with midnight that you would quit? I'm not. I like this game too much. I think WoW would have to... I don't know what WoW would have to do in order for me to actually consider not playing, but probably something really extreme. Remove Mythic Plus. That would be a tough one. I do like Mythic Plus a lot, though. Since we were 15. That's crazy, though. So I should not talk? I think you should talk, Soren, because you won. That's victory, you know? I didn't hear? No problem. You're good. We'll play whenever. I'm not in a rush. I'm chilling, man. Are you a house maxer? No. Arson is the houser. I know. I've seen his house before. I haven't even made my house yet. That type of content is super cool, and I think genuinely one of the best things they have ever introduced for WoW, but it's not for me. It's not really my thing. Keep in mind that I'm not really a min-maxer at all. I actually just like playing the game. But I'm doing this entire key without talents because I just forgot to put my talents in. You know? Is cake, we still need to do mechanics. I mean, I did in Mythic Raid this season. So I did it first. I did a few bosses, but I want to try this going because I don't have time to Mythic Raid. How viable is it to push high Mythic Plus without Raid? Good question. To be honest, it's a little bit harder, but it's absolutely fine. It's a bit RNG with what you get in your vault because your vault can just stiff you. If you're not a Mythic Raider and you want to push keys, so you want the item level, it can be kind of tough just because you might be an item level or two behind. The thing about WoW that people misunderstand is, you know what? That's okay. It's absolutely fine to be an item level or two behind. It won't matter until very extremely high keys. And it depends a little bit on what role you're playing. If you're playing a tank or a healer, you'll be absolutely fine. If you're playing in DPS, then your overall might be slightly lower than it could be. But actually, it matters more on a DPS character than it does on a tank or healer. Because one item level difference on a tank is you can still tank very successfully. Normally speaking, you're not checked to that degree. So that won't be a problem. Soren, by the way, if I was going to ask somebody for dating advice, you know who I would ask first and foremost? I totally got hit by that. I would ask the person who did it right, no? Doesn't that seem like the best person to ask? So if you've been married for a long time and you've been with the same partner for 15 years, isn't that the goal? So that seems like you'd be the perfect person to ask, actually. That's the mission. You've succeeded. Congratulations. They added new bushes. I'm so glad that people like housing. It might not be my thing, but I'm glad that people like it. Do. Set your hands up. Do. All right, I think after testing Guardian today, by the way, I have a pretty good idea of what the talents are going to look like. I will make my video tonight, but I would love to ask people after this key, I'm going to show you something, and I want to ask you what you think about different thumbnails. I've been trying to level up my thumbnail game. I'm not very good. You got to understand. I'm not very good with the technical side of things. I like making the videos and stuff, but I don't really know how to make the videos. So I kind of just, oh, I can do this. So I sort of just wing it. And oftentimes I post videos with no thumbnails, but I've been trying. So if I was going to post a Guardian Druid talent video, here's my question. First of all, let me actually just grab some talents. That would help a lot. Got to be mouth wide open. So yesterday I did a pretty good job. Hold up. I thought I did a pretty good job yesterday, actually. Yeah, look. This was the one I did yesterday. I actually managed to do like a proper cutout. Watch this. Look, photos. Yeah, look. Bam. That's the one I did yesterday. I actually learned how to do a cutout, and I was like, like this. So that's what I did yesterday. Now, the one I was thinking about was this. For the Guardian Druid talents. It was this one. But is this 2 AI? All I know is that this bear looks so cool. Let me ask you a question. Is that 2 AI? The thing is, that is a badass looking bear. That's a sweet looking bear. That bear is really cool. Like, that is a bear among bears. This was, you know, I'm just saying, people are clearing, not just 40s, they've already done 50s because of a gear exploit that happened earlier, Rel. Arson and I were in a key yesterday with somebody who was doing it, and we decided not to finish it. Yeah, it's cool. Like, I feel like this is what Guardian Druids feel like what they were. This is how they feel, at least. Yeah, I like this one personally. But what do you think? Like, could I use this as a thumbnail? You think this is acceptable? Or is it 2 AI? The Time Walking Demon Hunter guy. Actually, that wasn't a Demon Hunter in that key. That was actually a... What's it called? That was a Hunter. It's rockin'. That's what I feel. I feel like, personally, that it's just a cool bear. Yeah. I don't know how to do the editing myself, so I kind of have to do it this way. This is that sinus infection I was talking about. Did I see the tuning changes? What do you think? Yeah, there was a lot of beta changes today. My friends who are digital artists, I hate AI. I don't think I like AI in general, but as somebody who doesn't know, I don't have any of the skills to edit fundamentally, you know, then that's a tough one. I get 40,000. Sweet. This is going to fund my crippling midnight combat potion addiction. Thank you. I really could use an actual build, though. Yeah, you're welcome. Of course, Stace. Happy to game. I have to figure out a few things. Number one is how did I get my timer here, though? I think if you want another. Nah, I'm good. Thank you, though. One little one like that, no problem. But I want to make the video today is here. I've been trying to make a video, actually, like one a day, just because I think it's fun. But something like understanding. Hopefully I was able to answer your question. Effectively, it is very possible to do high Mythic Plus without raid gear. It might be you might be a tiny bit behind, but I don't think that I'm going to Mythic raid. I do want to find a heroic raid. I'd like to find an AOTC group to raid with. That's just like a chill environment. So I'm kind of on the lookout a little bit for a potential group that I could join on a regular basis, just to, kind of quick clear AOTC and maybe get some heroic like trinkets or whatever it is that I need. I think that would be nice. EU or NA? NA. Unfortunately, retail is not beta and you're region locked, so it would be NA. I might live in Thailand, but I do play on NA, which is hard because my ping all day today has been 366. First, never lie. All right, bet. Acceptable to disagree, provided you remain respectful. Work through your problems to ensure mutual growth. I think that those are good pieces of advice, Soren. Chilico, how are you macroing ironfur? Just to mangle and thrash, same as I did on retail beforehand. Mangle and thrash. Keep in mind, we were able to do effectively a 21. We were able to do a 21 priory, 20 halls. Like, it does function in pre-patch. It's pre-patch, so it's not quite the same, but it absolutely does work. It's just going to be a little bit less damage. Until we get our Apex talents at midnight, though, all of pre-patch, I think I would play like this. I think that DOTC would do a tiny bit more damage if I min-maxed it, but I don't want to min-max it. So if I'm going to tank for pre-patch, I think that the Elun's chosen macroed iron for a build absolutely does work. I think it works completely fine, actually. Scoopa Chip, Soren, Rel. tribe. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I am tired, so I'm going to head out a little early today. I hopefully can catch Arson tomorrow for more. I am serious, by the way. I'm legitimately serious. I really want to game with him next season. I think that'd be super fun. We might both be off meta if I decide to play Guardian, we might be Guardian Druid Aflock, but I'm sure we can make it work. I think the Midnight Dungeons are a little bit better. There's no Priory. I think you can make off meta work, but it would be cool to maybe grab a few more people as well. Would be nice. I'll be your Prez Evoker Pocket Healer. Yo, Rel, I love Prez Evoker. I'm also a Prez Evoker player, yeah? That's my favorite healer. That's cool. I didn't know you played Prez. That's my jam, man. That's my jam. I bet. We will keep the in real life Thailand goal, and whenever we fill that up, I'll coordinate and see what I can show you about Thailand next time. All right, who is on for us to head out to? Probably a few people, I bet, around this time, though. You don't macro your ironfur? You don't have to. It depends on the build you're playing. So, Chilical, to answer your question, it's less damage because we used to have a talent over here called Thorns of Iron, but we don't have that talent anymore. So, ironfur now doesn't actually do any damage. So, a lot of people are speccing Rays, and this is how they're doing damage now with their Rage. But it is kind of underwhelming. Yep, that's what I recommended for a long time, Desi, and that's what I did. To be honest, I should have macroed earlier. Yeah, it does mean less damage. It is less damage. And specifically, it's less damage because it doesn't do any damage to press ironfur now. 0, How long have I been playing WoW? Oh, it's been on and off. When I first moved to Thailand on Wheelie, I didn't get to play WoW at all because I didn't have a computer. So it's been kind of on and off. I haven't played consistently for 20 years, but the majority of my life, Wanna try your 13? Oh, another time, Desi. I'm gonna head out today. I want to make some content. I want to make a specific rant about Guardian Druid, actually. I want to go over all of this, Chilical, in the new YouTube video. I was going to talk about the Guardian Druid talents. There's so many options for how you can play it right now, though. There is a trade-off, which is that Raise is a damaging ability and technically gives you a small shield, and Ironfur gives you armor, which is physical DR. The trade-off will be much more impactful in Midnight because our Apex talent buffs Raise a lot. So when we get those Apex talents, it'll be different, Chilical, compared to now. But on Wheelie, I started playing just before TBC, kind of toward the end of Classic. I didn't actually get to play the game because I was, 8 years old or whatever it is. I just turned 29 a few days ago. My shoulder is sore. So yeah, I was pretty young. And my older brother played. So I basically played on his account, way back in the day. And then eventually I got my own account, etc. Yeah. GG's. How's the hunter talents? Unsure. Anomaly, hello. I'm about to end stream here. However, if you want to keep hanging out, I probably record the content that I want to do. I'm going to do it right now. I normally record it live and I do everything in one take. If you actually are curious and you want to hang out with me while we're doing that, I'll be here for a little bit. That is, I'll go record the Guardian Druid video, etc. Resto Shaman Prepatch, super OP. All right, who are we going to? I'm going to raid Lara. I haven't said hi to Lara in a long time. I see a bunch of cool people on. I see Yevo on, Deckel's on, Lara is on, Rain is on, Shindig is on. I'm curious to know what his beta testing of Rogue actually looks like right now. Show the new option. How long is he on for? He's already been streaming 9 hours. Damn. Rain has only been streaming for 1:40. Let's go raid Rain. Let's do that, man. /raid Rain XOTV, man. Wow, Grandma's on? Another time, Desi. Desi, was good to see you in a key. Haha. Guardian Druids must stick together and unite. But I will be over on the green website for a little longer. Now I'm realizing I've never followed here. Hi, Anomaly. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, it sounds good, Lee. Hi, hi. There. Alrighty then. Hi, Anomaly. Go for it. Hey, Lacus. Yo, I'm doing pretty good, Anomaly. I gotta figure out how to... Hold on, let me end Twitch stream. I gotta figure out how to get people over to Kick a little bit. But I realized that I record everything live, and I might as well just do it here. YouTube, thanks for hanging out today. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Something like understanding. Have a good night at work. And I'll see you later.